Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I am your host here, Chantele Francis. And down below me, we have my lovely co-host, Brazil. Say hi, Brazil.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm sweating. I'm like really hot. I just put my air conditioning back on because I'm like sweating right now. But today, we have something very special happening. We have my co-host friend Mari from Rob is a Podcast Class of 2020. Mari, hello and welcome to Reality Realness.
Hello. Hi, Chantele. Hi, Brazil. Hi, everybody. I'm glad I can finally come on here. I swear we've been talking about this like forever, and then we're all like trying to map it out. So I'm glad it finally happened. I'm glad I can be here and just talk.
Yes.
Just talk.
We're just
about Love Island.
A lot of talking. So if this is your first time on Reality Realness, well then welcome. Please make sure you subscribe right down below over there. We're just trying to make our way to 1,000 subscribers by October 18th. And so anytime you subscribe or you share this with a friend or get them to like and subscribe, it's really good for us in our channel. And then I will have what I feel is maybe some clout to be able to start getting some interviews with the likes of Mackenzie or the likes of Connor. Maybe I can get them both together, but not until I get 1,000 subscribers, I won't approach them yet. So let's get our way there. But today we are talking about pretty much the only thing that's saving me from this summer. It's Love Island, USA, Season 2, Episode 29. You had a big reaction to this, Mari. What is your feelings about Love Island and this summer? And
I mean, the flop that has been BB22. I'm like, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm like, I can't believe, like they know, I can't believe we waited this long for this trash season, man. Like, what is going on? So I watch Love Island like periodically. I've watched 2 of the British seasons and then last year's American season. But I'm not gonna lie, by the time my favorites go near the end, I'm kind of like, I don't watch as much. But this season, I started from the beginning. I was like, I need something. And then at the beginning, I was like, oh, God. And then, of course, I'm Caleb Hive all day, every day, twice on Sundays. Justine in here. So, so watching her, watching the drama, watching Caleb, Johnny, like it's been such a lifesaver compared to Big Brother. Like I've literally gone from Big Brother. I'm like, wow, I am incredibly sad. Let me watch Love Island
every day.
Yes. It just like, it seems just way more like looser. It just feels better. And I just love seeing like such great representation, Black love on there and stuff like that. But just everybody has been like, in general, it's been a great season, really interesting season. Like really good.
We totally agree here.
Yeah.
Our favorites are here. So we have Jaquan. Hi, Jaquan. Nice to see you again. Rachel's also here. Hi, Rachel. And Sierra. Hello.
Oh, I love that icon.
So I do have to say, Mari, is that, this is definitely a very pro Caleb podcast. I love them, but just so you're aware that I don't personally see the sizzle and the love between them, even though I really want them to succeed, do well, and potentially win. But I've been having trouble seeing the spark.
Yeah, I know. I saw like your video. I saw yesterday, and I was like.
But I do want them to do well. One thing that we do talk about here a lot is that we're hoping that CBS is open-minded enough to allow a Black couple to be the winner of the season. We have been noticing, with the Hideaway not being shown and other opportunities where they would be maybe expressing a little bit more, cuddliness or loviness or anything different than them just talking about how their relationship isn't working to their best. They haven't really been showing a lot of that, and so that could also be skewing like my perception and my view of what's happening. And I'm not sure if CBS is going to do that and give the Black couple the win, but we want this to happen. But just so you know, people might start coming for me. So just be aware that, I don't see the spark, but I love them both separately.
Quick question. Like how often are you on the Love Island hashtag on Twitter?
pretty often.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, oh, wow. Like watching last night, I was like, we successfully cyberbullied CBS into showing us more Caleb. Like, it worked because I get it. Like, if you're looking at what is shown, then like you would think like nothing was going on between them. But once I get on Twitter and I'm seeing everybody's clips of random clips of them in the background interacting and just cute moments that we don't see, it's like, why aren't we being shown this?
Absolutely. And like, you know, a lot of people that come in the chat, especially Anna, props Anna. I still love you, even though you don't love me. No. But she usually finds different clips. You know, the one where Justine and Caleb were coming back in from that construction challenge.
Yes.
And then also even like clips from the hideaway or the next day in the hideaway or them going to the hideaway. So yes, we know that there's a lot of content that's not being shown. And then as I was saying, that could definitely be skewing why I'm not seeing that spark, because they haven't been showing me these cute. I want to see these cute moments that are like just not them talking about their feelings. Like I want to see what's happening between. I want to feel their feelings. I don't want show don't tell. Okay, show don't tell. I want to see their vibe. But I might get my wish, because it looks like from tonight's episode that they might be progressing their relationship to another level. So I might be able to see a little bit of sizzle there. Hopefully it's not just lip service, that I will see the spark between them. I want it really badly. I just don't see it yet. Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hey, Mary.
I'm good, Mary. Okay, who else is here? Rachel. So they might get to go to the hideaway tonight because we had to vote on it. I did vote for them to go to the hideaway. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Brazil.
Finally.
No, I was always going to vote for them. I still want them to do well. I'm just like, my only argument was that I just don't feel that the chemistry between them. I feel like a really good friendship. I feel like they want to be in a lasting relationship with each other, that they really appreciate and support each other. And that's a really good, could be a good foundation for sure. I just don't see that intangible spark that I like to see when I'm witnessing new love relationships. So it's just like my preference, we'll say at this point.
And my thought process on it is Caleb seems like a very shy person, and he said he's very shy. And that's why I think him and Justine work, because she's not shy about saying what she wants. And when she says what she wants, he normally tries to find a way to deliver. What do you think, Brazil?
Oh, I'm so obsessed with them. So
she's obsessed.
I'm a little bit biased, but yeah, that's what I was, my argument to Chantele was, is that I love seeing like their arc about them not, I guess, I enjoy seeing people figure out a way to work. And Chantele, her argument is that it should be like kind of easy in the beginning, like effortless. You shouldn't have to think about those things and talk about those things if you have that, like, you know, that spark and that connection. And I see where she's coming from, but I think just as I've gotten to know both of them over like the last month or two, I don't know. They could literally say anything and I would just like
they're like the Janelle of Love Island season 2. Can't do no wrong.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that they're doing any wrong either. It's just kind of what I'm witnessing, but I would be more than happy for them to be winning the season. Like, it's not like I'm like, I don't want them to win. Like, I just want to get goosebumps bumps when I see them kiss, you know? Like, I want to feel that. You do? Okay, so that's cool. But I haven't received that yet. And so it could be, I don't know. I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. Felt it.
So who on this season did you think that was?
I still feel it with Johnny and Cely, even though he's kind of a deplorable human being, but he's also really young. I do feel that connection that they have. I can understand it. Like, I can feel they're very comfortable in each other's presence and in each other's like physical space, and that alone, it allows me to really I feel the relationship. Like, I cry with them. I know you guys probably cry with Justine and Caleb as well, but it hasn't hit me here yet, you know?
Really? Not even when they came back from Casa Amor?
Well, that was different though.
I saw her cry during
I cried for sure for that part.
I was like,
I thought it was really beautiful. But in my opinion, the reason why that was so beautiful is because I understand not feeling like the one chosen and not necessarily being considered the prettiest girl in the room or whatever. And so the fact that he came back, it added to my story of having that similar kind of experience, being a Black woman that never really gets the guy because like my friend's prettier. So I understand what that was like. And so that's definitely what I was connecting to in that moment. And I love that moment for her. I thought it was beautiful. And I'm like, thank you for that happening. But it wasn't necessarily their love connection that was making me emotional. It was the fact that what that moment represented for me, that it caused some emotions with me, you know?
I mean, just in general, Johnny and Cely are clearly like gregarious individuals themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like Cely she's the life of the party. And like I said before, like, I'm so glad she proved me wrong. Because when I first saw her, I was like, oh God, I thought she was going to be like Caitlyn. I thought she was going to have like no personality. I thought she was going to be like just some hot girl. But Cely is so funny. She's so loud. She's so just an amazing person. And you get that off of her. And so when she's with Johnny, like he was able to pull that out of her in those first weeks. And you can tell he really does love her. You can tell she really loves him. And you can tell that they're both loud vocal people about that. And I think that's just the opposite of Caleb and Justine.
And that's what I like though. And I that's kind of the vibe that I would be in. And so just my personality style is more similar to Cely's. And so that's what I can understand within like a relationship context. We're also a very astrological sign friendly podcast. So what is your sign?
Oh, I am a Taurus.
Taurus. Okay. So who's Taurus in that house? Jalen was Taurus or in the villa. Jalen, I think, was the only Taurus. Brazil is Pisces. So that's definitely one of the reasons why she's team Justine. She's not team Moira, who is also a Pisces. And she's halfly a team Cher, who is also a Pisces.
Cher is so boring. Like, why are you that boring? How are you that pretty and boring? And that's what I thought Cely was gonna be. I was like, when she walked in, I was like, man, that girl is so pretty. Wow, she gave us absolutely nothing. She gave us what Laurel's given us.
I know.
Jeez, I was surprised, but I think it's like she didn't get in her element. If she started off as one of the OG girls, instead of Moira, like she would have been, I think she'd probably be buds with Cely. They probably would have been like doing kind of fun little things together. I think that's just how she came into the game. I don't think it suited her personality, and I don't think she's ever had to like fight for a guy before. And so like I just don't think the position really suited her that well. But Jaquan says this episode was decent, but not enough Johnny and Cely. Jaquan is definitely very pro Johnny and Cely, and not necessarily anti Caleb, but he definitely loves making Brazil a little bit heated over his dances. I thought this was funny. In general a pretty good episode. I got a lot of stuff that was going on. I know people have been complaining about it just being all about Johnny and Cely. So I'm happy that other couples were able to. I would prefer it would have been more Caleb personally, because like I want to see the couples that are actually going to be together. I don't really care about Carrington's mess that much. I don't really care about Kirsten and like deciding to not choose any, or like, you know, I guess I don't care that much. I want to see the couples that are working. So I could have taken a whole episode of just Johnny and Cely and Caleb and Caleb. That would have been fine for me. Mary says, oh, here you go, Jaquan. Jaquan, you're not getting friends already.
Jaquan's the chat pot stirrer.
Hey, Greg, how are you? So anyone notice all the Calvin fans that just disappeared out of nowhere? That is so true. Have you noticed this, Brazil? Because go ahead, Mari. Go ahead.
No. I want to hear what Brazil has to say because it's ridiculous.
No, I just noticed on Twitter. I mean, the one thing in last night's episode that Calvin had me dying was his facial reaction when Johnny was blowing up the floaty. I was like, oh, wow, that's the first time I've laughed at Calvin. Like, he's actually being funny right now. But on Twitter, I was like, where the fuck?
They found some photos of him, like black and white photos where he's like posing. I'm like, who is that? I'm like, you're trying to make Calvin into a sex symbol? Like, what is going on here? So what is your thoughts before with Calvin and after and now with Calvin, Murray?
he's boring to me. Like, he's so weird. Like, not weird, but just like, how do you go from like being boring? You and Moira, you're like telling Moira back off, right? You're like, oh, it's whatever, cool, we cool. And then you find out America likes you, which those results,
yeah, they're questionable.
As soon as he found out that America liked them, he's all over her now. I was like, okay. And then a week later, you and Casa Amor just hopping. It was so weird. Like, to me, like, why does he turns his personality like on and off? And it almost feels like he's holding something back. Like, I really feel like there's something about him, like he's just like holding back. And then he lets it out briefly, and he's like, oh, let me bring it back. Like, I don't know. Calvin is just an enigma to me. Like, I don't get him. He's so awkward.
Well, that's why I said Moira is an enigma too. I was like, both of them, like, what the fuck?
Well, outside of the out of the island, everybody's been saying like, oh yeah, Calvin's so funny. He has swagger. Like the girls from After the Island. I don't know if you watch this at all, Mari, but Elizabeth and Alex from season 1, they have their own podcast, and so they've been doing kind of exit interviews with all the islanders that have been dumped. Okay. And so they've been just talking though about like, oh yeah, Calvin, he's so cute. Like, and it's like, you're into him. I'm like, I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone here, and I'm like, is there something I'm missing? Like, I have a different idea of what swag is. Like, did they change the meaning of the word swag?
They did. They probably did.
They probably did.
So crazy. So Rachel says, Jaquan, it's been the Cely and Johnny show for the past 2 episodes before the last one. We've had enough of them to last lifetimes. Team Caleb. We know you're Team Caleb, Rachel. I agree, though. I didn't mind seeing other couples do other things, have a little more balance, being able to see their growth as well. But like, I don't care that much about Carrington making a decision, to be honest.
I care more about Laurel than I did about.
Oh yeah. About, but I was actually pretty vexed with Mr. Carrington in this episode, like mad. Jaquan says, can't wait to tell Bennett and Lakin. Can't wait till Bennett and Lakin get eliminated. Me too, but like maybe not though. Like they might do that whole super date thing. Like, when they go and they like give them like an extravagant date, they might still get that.
I feel like they're gonna put them through the baby test, like just for fun. And I feel like they're gonna keep Lakin around to like add some zest to the drama with Kirsten and Laurel.
I mean, I guess, she's like, from the preview, it shows her sitting with Carrington and being kind of bitchy. So I'm happy she's being bitchy, because Carrington does not like it when a woman gets mad at him. Like, he just like completely shuts down and like starts being super rude. Like when he was like, oh my God, I can't believe that she was scoffing at me and rolling her eyes. Like she wouldn't even let me speak. And it's like, no, she didn't really feel like having you say again and again that you're feeling a vibe with another woman that's not her. Like, just like, take a hint, like she gets it, and like he just didn't want to hear that. So I don't think he's going to want to hear what Lakin has to say. What do you think, Mary?
I'm amazed that Carrington is still here and on his like, what is he? He's on like his 5th girl at this point, or wait, if he went to Lakin, it would have been
6, I think.
6?
6th date. No, so I think 5th girl would be Lakin. 6th date was with him and Julia, I believe.
Date guy.
I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I have never connected with him since the beginning of the show. He's just so like horned up. I guess like he is just, when he went into Casa Amor, he was just like, yeah, ladies. I was just like, yo, this is so weird, dog. And so like Carrington has never really resonated with me at all. None of the girls he's ever chosen ever resonated with me. The only funny thing about him is him curbing Kirsten, because apparently they have different life views. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I just I don't get it. Like, what is he doing to these girls? Because I don't see it. Like, you don't see the J-Lo chemistry. I don't see what Carrington is doing to
I
all
agree
these
with that
girls.
one. Like, I'm with you there. I do not see Carrington's charm. I'm like, maybe it's his boyishness. Like, maybe it's like, I don't know. I think he's cute. And I was saying to Brazil, even like, if I was like 17 and he was like my 23-year-old boyfriend, because he's older, he's mature, he has like a job, I'd be like, oh my God, my boyfriend's hot. But like, not like as an adult. Like, he's like a high school girl boyfriend, you know? That's like, could just be like, he gets all the high school girls. You know what I mean? He doesn't really have any game. He's just a good looking older guy for a young girl.
He looks good and he seems to carry himself well. I just don't like they said, he's like shallow as a puddle. Like none of his chats have
Was that
been
your tweet?
No, not at all. I'm not that clever. So I none of his chats have been, unless apparently they're cutting out good stuff. I don't see it.
Yeah, me neither. So Mary says, I saw in a Facebook group, a lot of women are voted for Laurel and Carrington and Moira and Calvin to get the hideaway because they need alone time to spark their relationship. I can't either, Mary. Like, it's Caleb all the way for this bit. Like, they have to get it and it has to be shown. But I'm worried that they won't get it if they did have a hideaway that was never shown.
When they re-announced the hideaway, I thought they were just gonna reshoot them getting the text and just use the old footage, to be quite honest.
Maybe.
That's what they should have did.
That's what we were saying, that like they're gonna like re-show it
later on, just because they're like, oh, people are mad at us. Like,
they should have never cut it out.
I know. I definitely don't know why they cut it out. I think it would have been really great content, and it would satisfy someone like me that just like wants to see. I want to see the spark between them. Yeah, I want to see it. I love love. Big Red says, laugh my ass off. What's NGL?
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. It's like guessing games. Like, oh, not gonna lie. I'm not against Carrington and Laurel getting it. I feel like he's the one most likely to really make use of it. Oh, Big Red, you think that they're gonna go all the way? I think that Cely is going to go all the way with Johnny before like Laurel and Carrington go all the way. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I feel like Carrington probably will. I don't know.
All her faces are like this. Or like,
I could see him being like, "Well, I picked you." Like, come on.
Ew, that's really wrong.
Honestly, but he's already guilt tripped two girls to getting in the shower and making out with him right before dumping them.
Who is it, Jaquan, that says it's the kiss of kiss of death?
Yep.
Yeah. Like going to the shower with Carrington, you're gonna be kicked off the show.
Yeah, he was like, I can't believe Laurel survived the shower.
Hi, Divine. You have another Team Caleb fan over here, so you have someone else to gang up on me with. Jaquan says, LOL, I think Carrington got Bennett to choose Lakin so he can continue to get to know her. I did think about this. You're nodding? You're nodding?
Yeah, definitely. Like, that was because, I mean, Bennett had no other choice. Like, Kirsten was, yo, she just came out of nowhere and just was like, nah, it's done. It's done,
and, like, her face, like, changed completely. Yeah. She was not inviting that in at all.
She was like, I was relieved you didn't kiss me. It's like, woof.
Yeah, I think she's had enough. I think that Carrington, seeing Laurel go through what she did with Carrington kind of broke her. And you could tell that she was the one that was there for Laurel the whole time. I think it kind of just reignited in her, like, all of her feelings. Mm-hmm. And it made her realize, like, I still have feelings for Carrington. He's on girl number 3 away from me. And I don't want Bennett. I don't want anybody. I think she wanted to go home at that point. I really did. I think Kirsten was just done with it.
Well, I think she's done with the fact that she has a crush on this, like, man-child. Like, why are you so in love with Carrington? I never saw it between them really at all. Like, I thought they're both very good-looking people and they look aesthetically well together. But, like, you know, I didn't see that their conversations were anything that was like, oh my God, I need to be with this person. You know what I mean? It was just so like, they're okay. Like, nothing special. What do you think then, Brazil? Like, why do you think that she's so into Carrington? Like, what is it?
He's the one that got away. She was the almost girl. Like, she's always gonna, like, wonder, like, what it was about her that made him choose Laurel. Like, it's probably why she wanted to get to know Laurel a little bit to be like, okay, like what does she have that I don't? Not in a malicious way, but I think she was actually like genuinely really friends with her. And I think she wanted to be there for someone that went through kind of the same situation that she did. But I don't know. I think she just probably doesn't have a lot of guys saying no to her in the real world. I mean, look at her. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, I think, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think just like Trey, she came in here with some expectations that she thought she was going to be like the hot ticket. And I mean, she was there for a second, but then she gave that up to be with Carrington, who then gave her up. So yeah, I think her journey was definitely way different than she thought it was going to be. Yeah,
I agree. And with like Lakin, okay, Mari, can you explain what is attractive about Lakin?
She's nice. Like, I get, like, I don't know how she got him to open up to her, but the fact that they did have a lot in common. Like, I mean, it's superficial stuff, but when you're in that bubble and you're meeting those people, like, we connected over being military brats, me in Brazil right before we got here, like, and knowing like the struggles of autism and having family with autism, like, you know, not anything wrong with that, but just being in a with a family member like that's stuff that binds people. And Laurel didn't know any of that. That's what is kind of interesting to me. That's a big red flag. So I honestly just think that they just kind of connected on a level that was different. And Lakin is very she seems way more like outgoing than Laurel. Laurel's just very nice and demure. And maybe, like, I know you guys are saying, like, if he wanted to like show her around for his job, then yeah, maybe Laurel might be the girl. But I don't know if Carrington really needs or wants that, even though he picked her. But I just think she could throw it back at him, basically. I think she had a mouth on her. I think they probably knew where each other were coming from, and that's what he liked about her, especially compared to everybody else that he's dated on this show.
For sure. Well, like, I think that, you know, you talked about them connecting on a different level and that he didn't have those connections with Laurel. But I think because they didn't have those similarities, it never came up as something to be like, oh my God, that happened to me too. Like, oh my goodness, like I've had to live with this experience as well. And so Brazil was suggesting that the producers kind of knew that they would be able to connect on these very kind of not basic as in like not deep, but basic, like something that could come out quite easily. Oh, like I was born in Germany. You were, oh, like why were you born in Germany? Oh, like da 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 da. Like, you know, this is stuff like that was able to. Yeah. Well, that was with. Was that with Julia?
Yeah, Julia was also born in Germany.
Wait, it was Julia? I thought it was. Oh man,
Julia's born in Germany. But just my point being is that they brought out the people that had very quick to get to know similarities that would maybe kind of intercept into the relationship between them. So. I mean, yeah, it sucks for Laurel, I think, but I think it might have been a producer plant that, you know, these perfect people for Carrington kind of came in to shake things up.
Because at this point, it's boring. Like, at this point, like, why are we even still bringing in new people? I mean, I was so excited when the new guys were coming. But then they got rid of like Mackenzie and Cher and all that right before the new guys came. So I was like, well, then now you have nobody for the new guys to really hit on. So it was just like,
I know. And like we wanted all the like the Villa guys to stay. Like Brazil loves Mike. I like Mike. He's nice. DeAndre and Pat and Aaron even now a little bit later. Like we wanted all of them to stay because we didn't think that they brought a lot more than the majority of the Casa Amor girls brought to the Villa. And so we wish that maybe there was like maybe one day where they were all together or something like that, just to like, I don't know. I wanted to see the newer guys for a little bit longer. You know, I didn't want them to be off the show so quickly.
I really wish they could have had like Love Island should have an option where like once everybody pairs up, like
hi Anna. Anna's definitely Team Brazil. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's like I think they should have an option after Casa Amor that once everybody pairs up, blah 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 blah. They should then vote for one other person. Like the girls should vote for like one other person. Yeah, one other guy to stay, and the guy should. Yeah, that's what they should do.
Cool.
That would be cool because like Casa Amor is where we get like the fresh influx of cast. But if half the people don't choose anybody, then we don't get anything. So I would love to see something like that happen too. Because like you said, the guys for Casa Amor were so interesting.
And older.
Yes, and older.
Who cares about 22-year-old boys finding love? They don't care. They're not going to get married to these people.
Right.
One thing though, I think that the reason why that your idea, Mari, would work really well is like in the UK, their season is like 2 or 3 weeks longer, and so like they can have like all these like new people coming in and cycling in, because instead of it just being like 2 days, they have like 5 days with these new people. And so you are able to see a little bit more of a relationship develop with the new people that are introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really get that here because it's like maximum 6 weeks, but they're getting like 50 episodes, 60 episodes. So it's a little bit longer. And so it would be, I think that that'd be pretty cool. It's like, okay, I nominate you to stay in the villa because I think that you could still find love. Or Kirsten could have had somebody stay. I want her to have someone to stay from that group of guys.
That was so weird. Like, was she really still? Well, I guess I just said I think she was still hung up on Carrington, but she had to have known that he was.
She did.
And so she just really just did not like none of them dudes, basically. I think Kirsten's been over it. She must have, I think she's been over it since her and Carrington decoupled it.
And like,
right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that she's just not wanting to really open up and get into anybody else. Go ahead.
She did want to get to know Aaron, and Moira told her to back off, and then dumped Aaron. So
right. Oh, that was so weird.
Mary says, LOL, big reg. I think so too about Bennett and Bennett thing, Jaquan. Yeah, I can see that Bennett was staying, might have had a little thing with Carrington, been like, hey, like you're interested in her. So this is what I named the episode. I named it, Does Bennett Only Like Carrington's Sloppy Seconds?
Ooh.
Because it seems as though anybody that Carrington liked or was speaking to, and then maybe pushed aside, like then he was interested in Laurel, and then he's interested in Kirsten, then he's interested in Lakin, and it's like, can't you just be interested in someone that hasn't had a history with Carrington? What do you? Yeah, go ahead.
Did you find it strange though, like that Carrington pulled Bennett, and I thought he was gonna pull Bennett to ask him to pick Laurel, like to be like, hey, can you please pick Laurel for me? Like, I want her to stay. I don't want to watch her go. Like, how are you feeling about her? But then he went and pulled
him, not to be worried about him being mad if he decided to talk to Lakin.
Yeah. But Carrington pulled Bennett. So it's like maybe
he did say it, and in that moment that they just didn't show it. Maybe we'll see it on the unseen bits.
And I could feel Bennett. I could see Bennett being like, dude, this guy's like, they might have the same type, I guess, or I don't know, but I could see him also being frustrated at like Kirsten not being attracted to him at all, like knowing she's still hung up on Bennington. Carrington. I don't know. I just think all the guys are very drawn to Carrington. So someone like Bennett, I could see him being like kind of intrigued and I don't know, want to take his girl.
I mean, I don't find her attractive personally. I think her eyes are really pretty, but that's who? Lakin. Lakin's eyes are quite pretty, but that's pretty much it in my opinion about her attractive levels.
She kind of reminds me. I'm sorry. She kind of reminds me of Gina Marie from Big Brother.
Okay, maybe a little bit. She reminds me. Yeah. Do you know there's a set of twins? You watch X on the Beach?
Brazil's like, nah. Yeah, I did. I watched the first 2 seasons.
Do you know the twins that I'm talking about from X on the Beach? They're like social influencer twins. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find it while we're talking. Big Reg says, I mean, Bennett had no choice. Kirsten made it clear that she isn't interested in at least with Lakin, he has a chance. I mean, yeah, if he wants to stay in the game, like he kind of likes Lakin, but like I don't know, go for Julia. Like I like Julia better than I like Lakin.
What happened with that? Why?
She got no time.
I don't know what it is. I think she's, in my opinion, a prettier woman than Lakin is. I liked her conversation, and I like that she's a little bit of a nerd with her, fantasy playing games, and like I was interested in learning more about her, and I didn't feel personally that Lakin had any actual depth, other than the fact that she had those couple of life experiences that were similar to Carrington's. But like, I felt that she's pretty like, oh yeah, we bond because we both like EDM and festivals. Like, yeah.
It sucks Connor wasn't still there when Julia came. Because
maybe
that would have been so cool, I think. I know we probably have some Connor McKinsey hive up in here, but like I would have I don't know if Julia told any of the other guys about, her secret nerd side, because that's hot, right? Guys?
I love it. I love it. I mean, we're all nerds here.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I don't know if you know, but Brazil and I met because I played an online version of Big Brother. Mm-hmm. I won the season, and then she ended up playing the next season, and then on my channel here, me and a couple people from our season, we were recapping what was going on in their season. And so a friend of mine, one of my best friends, was playing, became really good friends with Brazil, and they got to the end together, and Brazil won the season. So we never even met in real life, but we met doing something nerdy. This was an 85-day online Big Brother game that we both played and won. Like,
that we were told was not a big time commitment.
85 days.
I spent 85 days on Facebook Messenger and only Facebook Messenger.
It was on Facebook Messenger?
Basically, I mean, you could obviously call people and stuff like that if you really wanted to, but like, you would be like, your alliance, like one alliance of yours is in one chat room, and then like, oh, someone says something, then you have a competition, and then like someone says something in the group chat. Like, there's just a lot of things that are going on. Yeah. And if you want to win, you kind of have to tend to everything, you know what I mean? And
I was the only one in the States too, so I couldn't really just like text people. Like it would cost everyone in Canada money. So I was just like,
oh my God.
Yeah. So it was crazy.
Which is funny. Pretty nerdy. I'm just saying that like it's part of our charm is that we like kind of nerdy stuff. And so I wish that they were giving her a chance, because like I thought that she seemed like she'd be interesting and a little bit deeper than the fact that she looks really good in a white bodysuit.
Yeah. I the funny thing about that is I keep up with like online Twitter Big Brother games, like Jals BB. I like watching them.
What's that?
Jals BB, like JAL's BB, and there's been a whole bunch of seasons now, but it's on Twitter, and it's like they have a live feed section with like a it's so hard to explain.
I get how
Twitter. Yeah.
And you played, or you just kind of
no, I just stalked and looked, just watched. I didn't even like stuff. I was just like, oh, this is interesting. And watching who went home, who got HOH, and yeah.
I mean, I might hit you up about that just because I like playing these games a little bit. So yeah,
Nicole did a online Twitter one too.
Yeah. Oh God, what's their name? A lot of the sequester people have done them. Like a lot of them. But I can't. I'm Dakota.
Yeah.
Y'all know Dakota?
I do.
Dakota's been on there a few times.
Brazil's playing her first sequester game a week Wednesday.
Really? So she's going Good luck.
NorCal versus SoCal.
Okay. Good luck. So I want to play, but I don't know if I have the time.
It's only one night though.
It is one night.
One long night, like 5 hours, 6 hours.
I have a toddler though.
Fair.
So Jaquan says, Loki, I thought that Carrington was about to choose Kirsten because of his words. Did you guys think this as well?
No.
I wasn't listening. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't care.
Slice.
I'm sorry. I didn't care. I really.
Oh, jeez, divine me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was just like, just hurry up. Like, I don't even like those long speeches, except for Caleb.
They said it twice too, because
I know I saw that.
They broke for the commercial and then came back.
Come back the whole thing all over again.
Sorry.
So Divine Me says to Jaquan, hope you saw the chemistry between Caleb. Not yet, honey. Not yet. Anna says, I like Calvin now. Wait, were you on this chat yet, Anna, when we talked about like where did these Calvin fans come from?
She was.
Okay.
Oh,
Anna,
God.
explain yourself, please, because we don't understand what's going on and what's happening here. I did
what
find
if Calvin and Moira win? Oh
That's
my
just not
God.
possible.
No.
Okay, so this is one of the twins that I mean, she's kind of pursing her. Okay, here's like.
Oh, she looked exactly like them.
So they look like the Kaplan twins.
Wow.
Like there's kind of like both of them. I mean, they don't fully look the same, but like whenever I see her, I kind of think of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, blew my Gina Marie comparison out the water.
Oh, yeah, actually, this one's really good.
I just hate Gina Marie. So.
Yes.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
I mean, they're famous for nothing. So, what else happened in this episode? So, did you guys like the Scheme Sisters segment?
Yeah,
I was dying laughing. I thought it was hilarious.
It was great.
And I loved it too. And I'm wondering if they're saving some of the bits for the unseen bits, but they only showed, I believe it's so they showed Moira getting Caleb to feed her grapes. She's so bad.
He shoved the whole ass 4 grapes in there, like
3, but
6 and all.
Oh my God.
Well, like, couldn't she be better at that?
How?
Right. I mean, I just like she just was not sexy. Like people are just like, I don't want to do that. That's so weird. Like, why are you asking me to do that? I thought it was funny though. I like them being all in the confessional, being like Scheme Sisters. Yeah. Like I thought it was cute. Yeah. Oh, Laurel and Johnny though, that was like, I can't believe that she got that man to blow up that entire, like, why did she let it go so deflated? That's so mean. Like she's like this it's empty. Like, can you do this, Johnny? And like,
I think you'd be really good at it. He's like, you think I'd be really good at it?
That's what I used to say to my little brother to get him to do things for me. I'm like, oh my God, you'd be so good at it. Let me time you. Like,
he about to pass out. That would have been so funny. I would have died laughing.
But like, I like that he did it. I like that
Calvin's face during it.
What was his face like? Show me.
Everyone else think this is weird because Johnny's like, he's like, what? I'll find Calvin. I'll find Calvin's face. That I had me dying.
It's so funny. But between all the little happenings, though, we see Carrington kind of hanging out with Lakin. I'm just like, why are you guys hanging out like this though? Like, I don't know. I was just like annoyed with Carrington because I felt that he was being disrespectful to Laurel. But like, yes, like you can still be getting to know Lakin. But as we learn a little bit later on the episode, he's mad at Laurel for like avoiding him. And it's like, wait, you basically broke up with her to say that you want to get to know the new girl, and she doesn't really want to be around you watching that happen. And so she's just giving you your space to do what you want. But that's not good enough. She still needs to be all over you. Like, I was very irritated with Carrington this entire episode.
The whole time. Yeah, I guess he wanted her to fight over him. Like,
maybe it's what he wants. Like, cat fight
for her. Not directly with Lakin, but fight for his attention. But it's just like Laurel is not like that. I don't know. What do you think, Brazil?
No, we thought you had something poignant to say.
I did.
Oh no, sorry. I was
like
I was mid yawn and I was like, oh, stop. No, I don't know. I feel like I would be acting the same exact way as Laurel. Like I don't blame her at all.
I would have put him on the never talk to me again list. Like I don't know if you saw when I brought this up a couple times on these podcasts, but Steve Harvey says, never let a man tell you he doesn't want you twice. So it's like that's like my word. That's like my motto now for life. Like if someone isn't interested, I'll just listen to them the first time because I don't want them to tell me again, just so I can make sure I hear them this time. Like, no. So he, in my opinion, would have been in the never again pile.
Is this the first time that they've had girls come back since Casa Amor? Like new girls?
I think so.
Oh wow, really? Oh yeah, actually, we thought that no new girls were gonna come back.
Cause wait, so there's the coupling, like obviously the Casa Amor coupling, and then those guys left, and then it was like the Aaron and stuff crew with Sharon and stuff like that there, but they had an extra couple, so that couple left, and then these girls came in, So the boys came in first, sorry, then the girls,
yeah, the boys, the 3 boys who broke into the house, and so. Is this really surprising? Because maybe Lakin was the placeholder for Carrington because Carrington knew he wasn't coming back from Casa Amor without. And I say Lakin, Laurel. Like he knew he wasn't coming back from Casa Amor without somebody. You know what I'm saying? He was single. He went there single, so he knew he was gonna pick somebody. Now I don't know about y'all, but I was surprised when it wasn't Mercedes. Were y'all surprised when he didn't come back with Mercedes?
Yes and no.
Say no because I felt that because Mercedes was coming on so strong and that like I feel that CBS and production really want Johnny and Cely to work, that I didn't think that they wanted that additional drama, because if Mercedes came back from Casa Amor, there's no way that Johnny and Cely would ever have gotten back together, in my opinion. So I don't think that they would have allowed Carrington to bring her back.
And that was my thought process as well. It was either production or Johnny was like, dog, please don't bring her back.
Both.
Yeah. So in essence, he was left with Laurel.
Well, I thought that they got along. Like I liked them together, to be honest. Like until he started being his Carrington self, like I liked them together. I felt that like not that they have like passion, but I felt that there was a bit of a vibe between them that it was better, in my opinion, than what was going on between him and Kirsten personally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't surprised by that.
I have the video of Calvin's face. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god!
It keeps going back to him. Watch, funny.
Johnny, why are you such a little fuckboy? You're so cute. Johnny's so cute, man, but he's fucking a fuckboy. But he's 22.
You get the idea. Calvin kept making that face the whole time. It was hilarious.
It is. I remember actually now. Divine J Quad, hope you saw the chemistry. Oh, sorry. Fuck. I rewound. I rewound too far. Uh-oh.
Be kind. Rewind.
Here we go. Divine, I said that they have chemistry since the Caleb that came back from Casa Amor in the beginning. I didn't really see it, but they are a good couple. See, we still support them, guys. Okay. Also, Julia had one job, and that was to get more out shaking my head. How you fail?
No, them producers are not letting Moira go.
That's what Chantele said.
They are not letting her go for some reason. I don't get it. Like,
we think that there's somebody that's related to her at CBS that are like, no, she's staying on this whole show this whole summer. Like, she's not. No. Like,
because when that second time when her and who was she with the second time?
Aaron, Connor.
Her and Connor. When her and Connor got safe, that second time, I literally tweeted, I was like, is there a Moira hive that I don't know about? Like, who keeps
Stan account
voting for this girl to stay? She's boring. She has no connection with anybody. Like, why is she still here, man? Like, that was crazy to me. And I was just like, okay, there has to be something we don't know of. And I don't know if you listen to don't mean to plug Rahap on here, but when I was with Kirsten and Brian Scally on their Love Island podcast, during our podcast, Brian Scally got a message saying like the voting results, like somehow people got a hold of the voting results, and Moira and Calvin were last in the voting results, let alone safe as one of the top three in that very first one.
Right. Well, what we got that intel as well, and so apparently the 30 minutes after the episode is different poll than what they had on the actual website or like the app. And so it's like people had more time to vote on the app. And so the numbers might have been a little bit different than this 30-minute window that people were voting. So maybe all of Moira's friends are watching the show and voting after, but the people that are real fans of the show don't watch it in real time and don't actually necessarily vote. You know what I mean?
So Moira's friends and family were on time. Everybody else was late.
Basically. And it says also like Johnny in this episode, he wasn't doing too much. Like she's actually saying she liked Johnny in this episode. There's another point where I really like Johnny in this episode. Actually, we can probably talk about it now. So Justine has to go around and kiss all the different boys and like give them a little peck here. And so Johnny was in confessional, and he's like, oh, like, are you supposed to be here? Are you allowed to be here? And so she comes in and she's like, kind of joins him in the confessional a little bit and starts talking about like, I'm so happy that you're making my best friend happy. And he says to the camera, like, this is my best girl friend in the house other than my girl. And I was like, I really like that moment because I do feel that Johnny wants the best for Caleb. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel like they have a genuine friendship. And I was even telling Brazil that I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to make like a nice foursome outside of the house and like just like be like an unstoppable group of 4 people that really get along and they're dating, like double dating all the time.
So I think if Johnny and Cely win, it would definitely be like a foursome type situation, like just friends. But I think if Caleb and Justine win, I don't know. I think Caleb might hit up Johnny's phone and it's gonna be like, who this? Like,
Stop.
I don't know. Johnny is very competitive. He is very competitive just from those challenges you can see. And
even when Cely was stuffing her mouth with marshmallow, he's like, you can do it, girl. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I was like
she gonna die.
And she could die. People have died from stuffing marshmallows in their mouth, Johnny. Like, don't kill the bitch.
I've seen them pretend to do CPR and they're all fucked if something happens. So
yeah, I mean, I guess they would definitely have health on site, like to be able to like, but imagine like that was like a health scare that happened on Love Island. Like, fuck COVID. It's like she stuffed marshmallows in her mouth and she suffocated herself and died.
Those marshmallows were huge, yo. Like, where did they get those from?
I don't know. You guys tell me. Those are American marshmallows. I've never seen marshmallows. Yeah, right?
They were big.
I've never seen any that size.
Yeah.
At all.
TV marshmallows.
So I like that moment. Okay. What did you guys think of Lakin pulling Carrington to like go cuddle on the bed for a second? I think that she could have done a better job personally.
She's like,
he even said, he was like, I don't know what that was. I guess I'm here for it, but what?
Like, that was the worst hug ever.
Like, I felt like, what?
Help, I fell and I can't get up.
Lie on top of me for a second.
I'd be so embarrassed if someone said like the worst hug.
So much chemistry there, Chantele.
You did? I was like, what? Please. Jaquan says Johnny was the guy people was going for advice before Caleb came. He did mess up one time, then the guilt was messing with him with those conversations with Cely after Casa Amor. Yeah, we've talked about this quite a bit, is that like he's a young guy. I think that this is probably the first time that he had someone as aggressive as Mercedes maybe coming on to him in a environment that he's not really used to. Like Casa Amor, like we would hope that he would have some self-control to be able to hold off from Mercedes. But I don't know. At 22, I might not have. And maybe it's like ask for forgiveness instead of permission. I don't know. But yeah.
So for me with this whole Johnny and Cely situation, I'm not trying to get in the weeds because I know y'all have gone over it probably 1,000 times like everybody else has.
It's okay. I'm here for it.
Right. But to me, at this point, it's not even about the infidelity, to be quite honest. That, you know, it's not even about the kiss with Mercedes. Honestly, it's not even about that. It's the way that he acted when he came back.
Yeah, I agree.
And the whole situation of how he handled it. Like, talk about just completely just mishandling that situation. He tried to manipulate Cely's feelings from the moment he told her about the situation, which was so weird because when he was at Casa Amor and it happened, he was so distraught. He looked honestly distraught that he let that happen. And he seemed like he was like, I just hope Cely takes me back. Like he really seemed remorseful. And I was like, okay, Johnny, you know, come on, man, just get her back. But as soon as he got over to the villa, it was this weird switch. And he's like, oh, you don't even have to worry about it, baby. It was just a little thing. It's okay. Nothing happened. And then just to continue to just manipulate her emotions, slight gaslighting in there, throwing just a dash of the gaslight, and it was
a little bit of the sunglass snatch,
sprinkle.
Yes, and it was just that is the conversation that will forever stick with me, with her coming back from Benny and the date, and just you could see her face just crumble.
Yeah,
that's why he asked her to take off the sunglasses, because you could see her with them sunglasses on. Her face crumbled, and she could tell right then and there she was being manipulated. And you could tell she was fighting herself, because she's like, I know this is happening, and I don't want it to happen, and it shouldn't be happening, but I'm letting him get away with it. Like, that was just so heartbreaking for me. And that's the reason why I'm not going to ever forgive Johnny. It's I
understand.
It's like Cely is my best friend, or my sister. And my sister told me that you cheated on her, and she's like, I'm fine with it. And I'm like, I will never. You know what I'm saying? Like, how,
I hear what you're saying for sure.
It was so
right
rough.
when all this happened, like, I was definitely like, don't ever talk to him again. Never. Like, you know, but then I was kind of thinking about, in the context of what game they're kind of playing,
right?
That I can understand her just making the decision to forgive him, just to have peace in the villa, maybe win the prize in the end, and just to kind of follow through with what's going on in the show. Because I feel like if she decided to not stay with him, she would have to, like Brazil was saying, leave the show. And I don't think she wanted to leave the show yet. And so I think that she maybe put how she would maybe react in the real world just kind of on the back burner a little bit. And it's just kind of like, okay, do you know what? This is a different experience. I'm going to do something differently that I normally would. And I want to see this relationship through, instead of just like cancel culture, like get rid of it, like not work on it. So
yeah. And I do agree with you guys. Like, I think Cely, the good thing is she realized it. That's the biggest, that's like step one.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to let it happen again.
Yeah, she realized there was a problem. She realized like it was not going the way she wants to. And I agree with what you guys said. Like, maybe she's going to go home, review the tapes, and then make
done. I think it'll be done for sure after that.
And make a decision. So I completely judge. I'm confident in her judgment, because I love Cely, and it was just so heartbreaking watching that conversation.
I was just so, I wanted to be in that villa with her, just be like, or like with him, and just be like, Johnny, stop it.
Right.
But I think he's just also hasn't had these experiences to know that how he was acting was inappropriate. Like, I think that he thought that acting jealous is going to make the girl feel as though like he really likes them. You know what I mean? And like, I think he's just too young to be dealing with like these like big grown up like life experiences on a television show. So it's still a bit problematic, absolutely. And he's going to have a rude awakening when he comes outside of the house. But you know, he's 22. He's going to have to learn somehow. So Jaquan says that Connor is in Arizona with Mackenzie on her story. They're at the airport. I haven't seen this yet.
Oh yeah, they're all loved up, and I've been following it.
Okay, so how do you feel? Like, I'm happy that they're trying to work things out in the real world.
I mean, they're not going to work it out with anyone else, so fucking go for it.
I'm actually kind of sad that they are gone. Like, I want to see this on the show, to be quite honest. I mean, that relationship was, it was like toxic meets toxic, and just rolling around with more toxic. But it was so entertaining. It was just so damn entertaining.
Me too. And I didn't agree with Chantele when she said she wanted them to stay on. I was like, no, they need to go. Like, I'm not here for this. But now that they're gone, I'm like, bring them back.
Yes,
exactly. Sorry, I didn't mean what I said.
Exactly. You don't know what you got until it's gone. And that's exactly what it is. Because, like, I really like early season Mackenzie, when she was giving everybody else good advice and then following bad advice for herself, and then her and Connor. But that last Mackenzie, those last few days was rough. Like, that villa situation really got to her, and it really, really sucks that went down that way. I think she let America get into her head. She let America get into her head. And we are so petty, because it's not like we didn't like her, we just wanted to see more drama.
Well, I felt that maybe she was needed, because what she's been talking about a lot on the outside is like a lot of self-love, and that they needed to maybe work on themselves a little bit more before they can be in a relationship together. And so I thought that was a mature way to look at what was going on. She didn't seem really abusing herself and being, I'm not perfect, I'm not good enough. Like, she didn't do any of that, which I was really happy about. that she was like, oh, do you know what? I need to do better for myself to be a better partner for Connor, because I think Connor's so great. And so I definitely like seeing Mackenzie outside of the villa. I liked the version of Mackenzie when the new guys were in there. Like, I liked her with Jalen. I really liked just like the vibe that she was like confident and just fun, whatever. But then she also says outside the villa is because she didn't like when the guys were there, especially Johnny, because they made her feel a certain type of way and that she wasn't a good enough person. So that's also another reason why she started acting out, we'll say, a little bit when everybody came back together, was like the guys kind of brought anxiety upon her about like how she was acting and treating Connor.
Because they said they would. They said if Connor left, because they try to get Connor to bring somebody back from Casa Amor. He didn't. They said if she brings somebody back and you don't, we are going to be pissed. And I'm pretty sure she felt every minute of that. So I'm not. So you're telling me that a woman is showing some like emotion that is probably justified and CBS twisted and edited a certain way? I believe that. Like, I'm down with that, you know? So I get it, and I feel bad for her, but it's like hard because I really wish she didn't. I think she talked herself into liking Jalen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but then I didn't like when she tried to flip it on him and say that he had, you know, like tricked her into because I was like,
Brazil is an anti-Jalen person and thinks that he was only playing a game. I'm feeling that he might have came in playing a game, but he did feel that he potentially could go the long way with Mackenzie. And then when Mackenzie started to revert to ways that he had seen her in the past, that's why he was like, whoa, wait, no. Like, I'm not interested in this anymore. Like, I thought that you were somebody different now. So that's what my stance is. I don't think that if they were still going strong and she was still acting the same way, that he would have jumped ship and gone to Kirsten after that, or whomever he went to share.
Yeah, like after they blew up, he was just trying to stay afloat. Like I just felt like we said, we love Mackenzie, like Villa Casa Amor Mackenzie. So he probably did too. Like he said, he didn't come in thinking he was even going to talk to her because he thought she was booed up. And then I really think they just happened to really click. But then, like you said, once the boys came, once Connor was there, I know she had to feel a lot of pressure and just probably feeling like the villain. She's probably thinking, oh, now America thinks I'm even more of a villain. Like, I think the pressure got to her.
Absolutely. Okay. Actually, just to piggyback on that, something I haven't said yet was that, you know, when the guys came back in, she probably just wanted to justify why she made that decision, because like this guy's all over her and he treats her so well and he's doting over her. And like, I think she wanted to make it seem clear that like why she chose him. And so when he was just acting like his normal self, she just didn't think it was enough because it wasn't showy enough for everybody else to really understand why she chose him over Connor. And so I think sorry, go ahead.
I think he was also like, the guys were super pissed about her choosing him, and they weren't very warm to him, and just being like a guy's guy, he probably wanted to get them to like him and wanted to like kind of secure a place in the villa to where people, if they did come down to a vote, they would vote to keep him. So I think he was
that's why
a little bit, but I also think what Chantele is saying is right. I think it's a little bit a mix of both of those.
So do you think that's why he was like so cool with the girls? One, the guys were like not trying to have him, and two, just in case it came down to a vote, the girls would vote to keep him. That makes sense. I never thought of that.
I think he's a gamer through and through.
I do think that he got duped by Mackenzie into thinking that she was ready to move on from Connor. And so I think that he came on that show in general. Most people have maybe a little bit of an ulterior motive, but part of it's going to be to win the money. It's a game show. And so, and if they find love along the way, like they were happy about it. And I agree that he wasn't intending on matching up with Mackenzie. Like he was all in on Moira. And then Mackenzie got jealous about that and started putting in some attention and giving him a little bit of attention there. And so he kind of fell for it. They were vibing, they were kissing, and she felt comfortable and safe with him, and she wanted to maybe pursue something with him. And then everything just kind of went back to the way she was before, that he didn't like that version of her. And so he was just like, no thanks, like I don't want that.
And that's why we love Casa Amor, because that's what it does. It takes you away from the burden of being with the other people that you spent so and so many weeks for. It gives you a chance to meet other people without having to look over your shoulder because your guy you're coupled up with is over there. So you're kind of like half in, half out. So that's the whole point of this, that, you know, that part of the game. So it worked. The mechanic worked, you know, but unfortunately now that means we don't get to see McConnor.
We call him McConnor.
Yeah. We don't get to see him on our screen. So it's, you know, it's been a good season. And I really am sad that they're gone now, to be quite honest.
Very sad. So Divine says to Jake Wands, sorry, I miss you talking about the chemistry. And yes, you are right about Carrington about to choose Kirsten. I feel like maybe he really loved Kirsten. Okay, what do you think about that? Do you think that he really loved Kirsten? Spoiler alert, at the end of the episode, Kirsten goes home. And he was kind of saying to her, like, oh, I know you'll find someone. And she's like, I know. And I'm like, I love that line. I was like, yeah, you tell him that you're not, like, yeah, you're hung up on him, but like, you know that you'll find someone better than Carrington. Like, relax, Carrington. What did you think about this whole question / breakup / you know?
Who?
Sure, Brazil.
Yeah.
I think that Carrington knew that if he would have stuck with Kirsten, she would have rolled out the red carpet for him everywhere he went. He said that she was too clingy, too touchy-feely, but I think he has a bit of an ego and someone that literally was only there for him, didn't couple up with anyone else. Even if she tried, she was like, I was relieved you didn't kiss me. I think he was a bit relieved that a bit sad that Laurel's losing her best friend, and now Laurel's going to be relying heavily on him now. I think he was upset for all the wrong reasons. Like, I don't think it had anything to do with him having feelings for her. Mm-hmm. I think it was much more superficial reasons and indirect reasons, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's actually glad to be getting rid of Kirsten so that he could
he only has 2 girls in the house that are all over him.
Exactly. Like, I actually agreed with them. I'm sorry, I keep going back a few episodes, but I agreed with him when he had that speech after Casa Amor, and it was like very pointed, like at Kirsten.
I didn't mind the speech at all, personally.
Yeah,
but
I mean, as a gamer, of course, I don't mind the speech. It was hilarious. But I mean, if I was in her shoes, I'd be like, oh,
she should have been standing up there with a man. Like,
yes. He should have been. That was so awkward. But I just think, like, he's never, like, once he cut Kirsten off, he cut her off. I really don't think there's any love lost between the two of them. I think he was just trying to be gentlemanly and tell her nice things before she walked out the door.
Yeah. And I mean, if anything, Kirsten kept Laurel's head on straight for him. Like, without doing it, like, to help Carrington. Like, she was doing it, like, as a good girlfriend, already have gone through it. Like, it didn't look like Laurel really had any other, like, girl connections, like, as strong as her and Kirsten. So Carrington should have thanked Kirsten for not making Laurel explode, because I think I would have lost my shit.
So this one says Carrington seems like he's playing the game. That's why it took him so long to say. But he probably knows that if he chose Lakin, he couldn't win. Absolutely, there was no chance that America was going to vote for Lakin and Carrington to come close to winning that game. He has a better chance with Laurel, in my opinion, but no chance with Lakin. So do you think that could maybe reinforce the fact that, like, hey, Bennett, bring Lakin back, and maybe we'll do a little tradesies or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, because Ariel said that's the last recoupling. So whatever couple you're in is the voting couple, right? So, I mean, I think I thought he brought Lakin back. Bennett brought Lakin back just so he could just still chill with her, like, but be eligible with Laurel. Like, my whole thing with this whole episode was I was just kind of confused why he put Laurel through all this stuff if he was just going to choose her. But then also some of the things that he was saying was like, he kept saying like he felt more of a connection with Lakin. He kept saying like, it's not my fault that somebody walks in and I feel more of a connection with.
I'd be so upset.
Yeah. So to me, he really did just make a choice of money over love, because he, like you said, he knows that he has a better chance with Laurel and not Lakin. But it seemed like he's feeling Lakin more. We all thought that he was going to pick Lakin. Everybody
in his speech, he's like, this girl is beautiful, passionate, charismatic, and I just circled beautiful, and I'm like, okay, Laurel's being picked here.
Horrible.
Well, obviously, Lakin's beautiful in her own ways, but I think that, in my opinion, aesthetically, I prefer the look of Laurel.
Yeah,
personally, and the style. I like her style as well better.
Oh my god, her outfit with like the floral like two-piece
so
was
cute.
No, but I think as soon as he said you put everyone else before yourself, and in the conversation with Laurel, she said, "I just want you to be happy. I just want the best for you."
Oh yeah, that's what it
that moment. I was like, he's picking Laurel because the other girl, like Lakin, God, I'm so pissed she's gonna be here till the end. Like, ugh. In that conversation, you just immediately see her just like all getting all crazy with him, and like I get it, like he played you, girl, but
you're still in the villa, like, you know.
Yeah, chill out.
Divine Me says Calvin and Moira, no way, maybe third place. There's no way they're getting third place. Like 0% chance. I don't think. Chantele, no. J Lerb for the win.
Hey,
I'm sure it was J Lerb, but
hey.
Jaquan says, Divine, I would have to disagree, but I wouldn't be mad though.
No,
I wouldn't be mad.
Oh, who do we want
someone new. Hi. Who do we want to win? I think we all want Caleb to win. I would prefer them out of Johnny and Cely to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny and Cely do win, especially because out of all the Islanders, they have the most Instagram followers. So Johnny, I think, is at about 240,000. Cely is at, I think, 160,000. Or 170, so around there. Justine is about 90,000.
Okay, good, because we were. I know they were pushing to get her
up a little bit,
100,000, and it was 72 last time I saw. So
okay, so this was yesterday. So I think it was like 89. Caleb is a little bit lower. I think he's at like maybe 59, 60. I think it was. And so if those people all vote from like different devices and all that stuff, like Johnny and Cely might be able to take the win just because they already have some more built-in followers and people are already standing them a little bit more. So I will be voting for Caleb personally. So Anna and Divine and Rachel, I'm voting for Caleb, but I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny and Cely still won. I'm
definitely voting for Caleb.
I really would love to see a black couple win one of these shows. You know, if you guys have watched last night, Queen Devon leaves the Big Brother house, and in her speech, you know, she said something that I really resonate with. And like I've said this before with like I have a dream of being on some of these you know, competitive reality shows. And I'm like, do you know what? I've never seen someone that's like me being represented, so I can have that dream to be able to do something. And so, you know, you kind of grow up feeling as though your dreams don't matter because you don't see the fairy tale on the television screen. You don't see someone that's like you, that's grown up like you, win the money, win the guy, win the prize. And so it would be really nice for young girls that look like Justine to realize that they can still get the prince, they can still win the show, they can still win the game. And so for all of that stands for is one of the reasons why I 100% want them to win, because I think that it just gives representation to a complete demographic that I resonate and relate with that never gets to see themselves win.
And man, when I tell you that speech last night, like I've applied to Big Brother, I've gotten nowhere near as close as half the people I know. But I've watched the show since I was little, and every season beforehand, I'm like, I can do it this year. I can be that one. I can be the person that breaks through. And then as soon as the season comes on, it's just like, whoa, there's no chance. Like it's just so deflating to watch how minority players, black women, black men in general are just treated on that show. And it's a cycle. Like my husband says the same thing. It's like I'm like, I can't wait to apply. I want to be on. I can do this. I'm a strategist. I get along with a lot of people. then I'm excited for the show. I'm watching the show. Oh wow, this is going away. I don't like. Oh man, it's another.
Then you get Jack and Jackson on the show, and you're like, oh, okay. Well,
and like,
glad I'm not on that season.
All right, I'm done with the season. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm out. I'll see y'all finale night, and then then your year goes, and then it's Big Brother season's coming, and you get hyped again, and it's just so sad to be caught in that cycle, and just to never truly just feel like. I would love to just walk into the Big Brother game and play the Big Brother game. I think I could ace the Big Brother game. Can I ace the other game that people like me have to play with representing our whole culture and representing like how am I being perceived portrayed on the show? Yeah. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So it's like it's rough, and sorry guys, don't mean to get off.
They know we love Big Brother, so we definitely sometimes we talk about Big Brother, sometimes we end up talking about the challenge. So it's
and I think what you said right now is like it kind of mirrors what Kevin said too, just about him having to represent like just like the gay community. Like it's almost like you're playing two games going in there, and so it's already like you're kind of going in as the underdog just because you have that extra game to play, and that shouldn't be the case.
It shouldn't.
100%.
It's hard.
Jaquan is rooting. Obviously, we know this for Johnny and Cely. LOL, but the third time a charm, he could change his mind. I don't think so. Deja, hi Deja. Laurel should have left him since that was the second time Carrington chose someone over him. I know. Ooh. I also didn't like how insecure she was acting, like she wasn't enough. I know. I was really upset when like she was saying like, why is he choosing me? But I can understand where she's coming from. It's like, he did that to her when he went on the date with Mercedes. Like it was so rude. I thought that was very rude. But then he decided to choose her and bring her back to Casa or to the villa. And I thought that with that gesture was that he was choosing her. Like he got his Casa Amor makeout sessions, done. And now he wants to maybe start pursuing something with Laurel. And then now all of a sudden some girl comes and his head's turned because they bonded on a few things. Yeah, like some are pretty deep, but like you still have an opportunity with someone that you spent 2.5 weeks getting to know. Like you've created some sort of bond where I really feel like you shouldn't be that torn. Like I really don't think you should be that torn.
Exactly. And the funny thing is every time I think of the whole Carrington Mercedes Laurel thing is my first thing is I think Mercedes coming back. She's like, yeah, we had a great date. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't pick me. I was like, damn girl, like she's right there. Like
in her After the Island interview, or like no, her Entertainment Tonight interview, one of them anyways, she was saying like, oh, I'm a girl's girl, like you didn't really get to see who I am. Like Johnny was the super aggressive one, like he just basically claimed me to be his, but like all the girls and I'm so happy that I met them because like I would help them do up their dresses, and like she just was going on about how she was such a good friend to the girls and that she was not a sexual the aggressor with Johnny at all, but it was mutual. Anyways, it was just she's been changing her tune quite a few times since coming out of the Casa Amor, and I think she probably got a lot of heat for being mean to Laurel in that moment, which I thought she was super rude. Like she was trying to make her feel like crap, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, people hated Mercedes coming out of Casa Amor.
I didn't like her at all. I mean, I thought she was very pretty in Casa Amor, but then all her personality was coming out that way, and I was like, I didn't enjoy it. We were calling her the town bicycle.
That is horrible, but hilarious.
I mean, not to slut shame, but that was just kind of like a joking thing to say. Deja, though, like I think
protect Cely at all costs.
Say again.
Hashtag protect Cely at all costs.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so Deja, that's why I think she was acting insecure, because she had Mercedes come in, being able to take him on a date. It just seems it would have felt like they had made enough headways for him to want to be with her, and then some girl that I don't think she probably at least thinks is as beautiful as she is, because I don't think she is at all, coming in and his head turns in a hot second. Like I can understand why she's feeling insecure there.
It's very sad. Laurel she's accepting a lot of this stuff that Carrington is doing.
Justine's vision was hilarious. Yes, I loved it. I loved her going in with Johnny. I thought that was a cute moment. I thought Johnny looked cute in that moment.
Yeah.
I think that he might have won some like fans back a little bit because he kind of just looked like a cute like boy that was like, it was just, I thought it was a cute.
He looked scared at first. He's like,
at first, yeah. But after, like, I thought he looked like.
What about Carrington? Y'all see, like, everybody was like mad at Carrington.
Yes, Carrington was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I feel like I was attacked.
Carrington was basically trying to go like this to Justine.
Did you like? I thought that Julia didn't actually do her mission well. I thought they were going to fail it because like she was supposed to spill the water on a boy, and like she kind of missed the guy completely. And
did she? I didn't even.
Well, you know, the worst part was Calvin was like, "Oh, funny, that was funny," and she was like, "He thought I was flirting." I'm like, "That's the reaction." And then you're like, "Funny, that's funny."
Weird.
Did anyone hear the interview between Mackenzie and Connor? I haven't listened yet. Brazil and I are going to do that recon tomorrow to kind of pair with Saturday night's unseen bits, which is usually nothing. And so we'll go and take a look at not Moira, I wish it was Moira's, Mackenzie and Connor's interview. I saw Entertainment Tonight did. Mike, DeAndre, and Pat had an interview, and so
Kirsten should have one coming.
Kirsten will have one as well, exactly, and maybe Julia will have one. Maybe it'll be a little bit later for Julia, but so we'll do all the people that we haven't talked about being dumped all on Sunday. That's what where content will be. So I have not seen this interview yet because I've been saving it for Tamara.
Yeah.
David says, I think Cely is being kind of shady since she got a man. Ooh, because she thinks that they're going to win, but America says otherwise.
We'll see if they say otherwise.
What do you think about, so people are kind of coming for Cely. I mean, I clocked it, but I don't feel that badly about it when in the challenge yesterday or the day before, she says like, oh, you got Carrington all over your face or something, a little bit of, and I thought it was a joke and it was just insensitive. But some people are saying that she was being catty about that. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, so what I just think she gets along with Lakin better. It seems like Cely and Justine get along with Lakin better. And honestly, I get it. I mean, I know we don't really like her, but Lakin, again, is way more talkative, way more boisterous. She's way more like a bigger personality than Laurel is. Cely and Justine are the epitome of big personalities. So I'm not surprised that they like each other. And you can tell, we've said it, Laurel had Kirsten. I think it's mostly because I think they're both from the South. So that I think they have that kind of rapport with each other. But it just seems like they're quiet. Laurel is quiet and reserved. And that's just not Cely and Justine. And I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. And Laurel was at Casa Amor and did not tell Cely what happened.
I said this.
So
I'm pretty sure Cely like you'll forget her. So I'm not surprised. I didn't find it that catty. I thought it was just like Cely trying to be weird and get the tension off and just be funny. I mean, I get why people are mad, but it's just, to me, it was hilarious. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on what side of the divide you're on.
Yeah, I was like, just know your audience. Just bad joke, wrong time, but I get it.
Yeah. So
Karen and I were talking about it yesterday, being like, we've definitely said things and put our foot in our mouth and be like, oh, I guess that wasn't funny for this time. Oops, daisy, let me walk away. So I think that Cely is just used to just talking and like making light of everything and saying what she wants to say and not necessarily thinking it through. And I don't think she cares that much about Laurel. I think she likes Laurel. I think that she has a problem with the fact that she didn't really maybe disclose what happened over at Casa Amor. So she had more. She just wasn't a good friend to her, I'd say, in that moment, most likely, or that's at least how Cely might have felt. And I agree with you. I think that she probably does get along better with Lakin. There was a scene with her and Justine and Lakin getting ready, and it seemed as though Cely was really supporting Lakin and pursuing Carrington, and so that kind of echoes what you were saying, is that like she probably likes her better, and then I also think that she is being truthful when she says that she could see her more so with Carrington than Laurel.
Yeah, I forgot she did say that. Yeah, I just think it's just who you connect with in there sometimes. And Cely and Justine, they're real comfortable. They both have their men, they both have each other. So they're just letting it fly and not realizing who they're hitting.
Yeah, actually that's true. You know, they're both comfortable. They're not realizing that their comfort might be making people just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So Jada says, I don't know if it's the island, but Moira seems like an airhead because even Aaron says she doesn't have deep conversation. 100%. Moira, yeah. I mean, I think one thing I said a couple of episodes ago was that I think that Moira has always had maybe really beautiful friends, like aesthetically, like very like Mercedes Mackenzie type girlfriends, and that she maybe always felt like the less pretty girlfriend. And so I think that, you know, she sees some of her less deep friends that are really beautiful, like get the guys by just being like, like kind of ditzy. And so maybe she's seen that work for some of her other friends that may be a little bit more bombshell looking. And that she thinks that that's a good tactic. Like that's the only thing that I can try to make sense of this, because it's like why you can't be boring and not deep. Like it's just like, I don't know. Give me something, Moira.
I don't know. Moira is weird. Again, that's just the word I come up with, because like she was feeling Aaron. She was all over Aaron. I was like, I really kind of liked them together. I was like, okay, all right. And then as soon as she saw Calvin with Cher, she was like, oh, wait, what?
Wait, yeah, Cher was too good looking. What are you going to say, Brazil?
Chantel's been clocking Moira for weeks.
Oh, really? Yeah.
She's definitely likes guys only after she sees either other people with them or, you know, she's like, oh, like all of a sudden they look like they're like, oh, they're more attractive now than somebody. Yeah. Or maybe not even necessarily competition, but it's like they seem more desirable once somebody else that she knows is interested in them. And all of a sudden they're hotter now. They're better looking now. Like, ooh, like I'm interested in them too.
That makes sense.
She doesn't find the interest first.
Because that Aaron thing, I was like, oh, I thought Aaron was kind of talking to Justine. Like, I mean, she probably shut him down, but still. And then, like, Moira started talking to him. And then, yeah, she was not, like, her and Calvin were just on a weird page. And then he comes back with Cher, and then she's like, oh, well, now I wanted to pursue both of you. I'm going to friend zone Aaron. Like, she friend zoned him out of nowhere. Like, I was really kind of confused about that. I was like, y'all were just connecting really well. And then to be stuck with Calvin again and just start making out with him once the new girls come. I was like, Moira, please.
It's the same pattern.
Yeah, so transparent. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So Jaquan asked Deja, when do you think Cely was acting shady? I'm sure it's for the moments that we were talking about, but Deja says they were trying too hard to make Johnny likable, even though he'd be making shady looks and facial expressions, especially when Caleb did the s'mores date. I didn't see Johnny being...
Yeah, they got all the Twitter has all the screenshots of Johnny just looking like like how dare you steal my thunder? Like, yeah,
I mean, you should have thought of it. It's cute.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was Cely's face, and I think that Cely would be ecstatic for Justine. So I don't think if there was any face that they were showing, I think that was probably to be malicious, and it could have been a face from them showing anything. So how do we know?
That's a good point.
If I remember correctly, it was like kind of right over Justine's shoulder. Like, the camera was like,
oh, he was like in the background.
Like Caleb, let's slow pan Johnny's face.
Well, I can see Johnny being mad about that, but I don't think Cely.
No, she said Johnny.
Oh yeah, just Johnny, not Cely. Okay.
One says, I don't know. I might have to rewatch that scene. LOL, you sure you just don't have it in for Johnny? I'm not sure, girl. I'm not sure.
Jaquan, are we sure that you just don't have it for Johnny?
Right.
Not at all. I mean, I want to see that scene for myself because I didn't clock it personally, but I love any extra information. So Semyon says, what do you ladies think of Caleb? Do you think he's genuinely likes Justine? Do you think outside the show he'll be the same guy as he portrayed on the show? I love Caleb. It could be because he's Aquarius, so I vibe with him for sure. I'm Aquarius too, if you guys didn't already know that. I think that he does like Justine a lot. I think that he would like to see a future in a relationship with her. And I think that he is being sincere with how he's treating her. I just don't know if he's being fully honest with, my opinion, the connection. So I think he is working on it because he sees that she's a great woman. She's beautiful. She does everything that he's saying, I believe, is true. But I don't see the spark between them. So I don't think that he's going to change. But I think that the real world would allow him to maybe admit to the fact that he doesn't feel the spark that he would need to have it be a long-lasting relationship. But I think he's willing to work on it within the villa, and I think that he's being honest right now.
I love Caleb, clearly. I do think he likes Justine only because, like, kind of like Johnny and Cely when they first got together, and like I would say, you would look on the background, Johnny and Cely would just be holding each other's hands, kissing, caressing, just like when the camera's not even on them. Mm-hmm. And at first with Justine and Caleb, from what I heard, we may not even have seen. I can't remember who did the interview, but somebody had said like they had talked before she had pulled him for that stripper thing, and then he had picked her. Like there was actually like something going, but they didn't show it. So when they picked each other, we were all like, "What the hell?" But apparently we're not getting the full picture of Justine and Caleb because they're just not showing us a lot. So, but now we've seen it. We see them in the background playing around. We've had to find it ourselves because they're not showing us enough Justine and Caleb. We're always in the back looking for them. And so I agree. I think that the feelings that he's feeling for her in this moment right now are genuine. And from my stalking of him outside of the I think he has a great support system. His mom is already Team Justine. That's good. I think he understood. I think they connected because he understood what she was going through as a Black woman, because he's very pro-Black. He has a pro-Black podcast. And I just think that he deeply, deeply cares for her. And this is a reality dating show. This is like The Bachelor. They are together, but on steroids. They're together 24/7, 7 days a week, whatever. So those feelings are then intensified. Like Chantele says, once they get out to the real world, you're not going to be under each other 24/7. So those feelings can change. Does that mean that they were never genuine to begin with? No, I don't believe that. Mm-hmm. But I have faith in them. I really like them. I think they are really talking about the important stuff. I think they're at least the only couple that we're being shown that's talking about the real stuff outside of here. Yes. Like the different planning, like even more so than Johnny and Cely. Johnny and Cely are like, oh, you see it working outside? Sure do. Okay, great. Like it's like they're not showing us the stuff. I don't know anything about Johnny's family. I don't think I know anything about Cely's family when it comes to talking to Johnny. So I just think that Justine and Caleb, like you said, are working towards like where they need to be if they are going to make this work. And that's what it is. I mean, yeah, for me, I like that kind of love. I like that kind of open communication, that working. Like I never believed in the whole like fairy tale, knowing from the moment you meet people. That's just not me. I'm a Taurus.
That's me.
I'm a Taurus, so I don't believe in that.
But so the only thing I've ever really experienced is having that zing, and so I'm always looking for the zing.
And for me personally, like with me and my husband, we were always like we were friends, and then it was like a slow build. So that I think it's just where you see personally, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I like them.
What are you so excited about there, Brazil?
Because I've been saying they're a slow burn, and I'm just
I know, but I'm not into that. It's not me.
And we're not sitting here. I'm not sitting here trying to convince you.
No. I know you're not.
Yeah.
I like hearing your perspective, and I think I don't know, for me at least too, I think I tend to have slow burns just because I'm like probably difficult to understand, and I tend to take a lot longer to open up to someone. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with them. You just made me more obsessed with them. Just by
oh, man, you're never coming back here, Mario. You created a monster.
Yes,
says, do you think the couples would have been different at this moment if some of the people that were eliminated came in sooner? For example, if Mercedes came in when Rachel came with Kirsten. Ooh.
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 Ooh, that's
spicy.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
It's not for me, Jaquan.
That's a good question, yo.
Okay, I think Mercedes may have still come in and maybe swooped up Carrington because that's who she had her eye on before Johnny was a thing. I don't think that Mercedes would have been so bold to go for Johnny in that fashion with Cely sitting at the next day bed.
No,
you know what I mean? So
I think Justine would have went over swinging.
Oh yeah, she would have been like, no, she wouldn't have let that happen. Johnny wouldn't have allowed himself to go to that level because it's too disrespectful. I don't think that he wanted to disrespect Cely like overtly,
in her face.
You know? Like, so no way.
Behind her back.
I mean,
and to be fair, I don't think Mercedes would have been that forward in front of Cely.
No way.
I could agree with that, Brazil. I think Mercedes knew what it was, like what time it was at Casa Amor. Like, it's like, if you're not gonna, you need to do everything you can to get into the villa, and if you can't, make a splash while you're there. So I think she accomplished her goal. If she would have came in instead of Rachel, or did I say instead of one of them, doesn't matter. I think maybe her and Trey.
Yeah, Trey and her might feel. Yeah.
That she is right up Trey's alley.
Definitely looks wise. All the girls from Casa Amor, I think it was in their, I don't know, one of their interviews, they said that they were all really sad that Trey wasn't there because they hadn't seen the episode where he was eliminated. And so they were expecting to all be going for Trey. Like, that's who they had their eye on. So that would probably include Mercedes as well. And like, I could see like, you know, Mercedes' boldness be something that he would have been very into. He's quite sexually forward and kind of aggressive in that way. And like, if he finds a match for that, like, I think that they could have something pretty strong, you know? And so I think that she could have easily gone in there and got Trey to pick her, you know?
Absolutely. They would have, oh my God, I hope they hang out on the outside.
I mean, I'm not a fan of her though.
And Trey is canceled, so
Trey's canceled. Why is Trey canceled now?
Oh my God,
the colorism stuff.
Yeah, the colorism stuff. It's a joke.
He did address it.
He's not really canceled. He's not really canceled, guys. Calm down. Not y'all, the chat. I'm just being facetious, but
no, we definitely talked about it before, just about colorism. In general, and he did bring it up, and he said, and he's apologizing. He's like, it was a really stupid tweet that I said 7 years ago. I was in high school. I shouldn't have said it. It was a joke that didn't land, and I didn't like. He's like, I don't mean that at all. Like, and he talks about the people that he's dated that have been all different colors, like whatever. So,
well, that's good for him. Because I think that's a new one.
Shit. I know. I saw the first look. Oh my God, I'm that behind. That was so long ago when I saw the first look came out. Jesus Christ. Jada says, LOL. No, I don't have it out for Johnny. I actually hope that moving forward he will be better. I agree, because he said that he said Casa Amor was a game to him. Hopefully he's not playing Love Island like a game. He probably is playing Love Island like a game.
Spoiler alert.
There is money at the end of it. So for everybody to be kind of like, oh, you shouldn't be here for the money, you should be here for love. It's like, well, they actually are here for the money and they're hoping to find love. So like, don't have the money at the end if you don't want people to be playing the game. Right. Yeah. And so I think it's part of the dynamic of this particular show is like, you know, the incentive of the money and the incentive of the love relationship. And so putting that together is why we're getting the drama, you know?
Yeah. And it's the reason why I can't, like, Johnny, it's rubbing me the wrong way. It's just feels so put on. I can't. It just feels so put on.
But like, I think he's a really good kisser. Even Brazil will agree that he looks like I want to make out with Johnny. He's and Caleb too, but Johnny more so. He's the kisses that I've seen Johnny give Cely, I'm like, yes, you can kiss me that way. Yes, you can. I'm a yes woman.
I would not know because, like I said,
you turn away.
Before, I turn away. I'm one of those people who are like, oh, they're kissing. Oh, okay.
Well, but that's the thing. There's certain people that I can watch them kiss, so I can watch Cely and Johnny kiss, and it doesn't make me uncomfortable. But like watching Calvin kiss, I'm like, uncomfortable. I can kind of watch Caleb and Justine, but I don't feel like, I want to get in on that kiss. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not getting into the passion of their kiss, you know? So
I just can't watch people kiss. It's so weird to me. It just feels like I'm not supposed to be here. Like,
some people I can and some people I cannot. I hear you in that sense. Jaquan says, LOL, I'm happy they are gone. I was tired of seeing them on the screen. Wish them the best outside the villa. Well, Jaquan, we were kind of talked about it earlier, but like, I want to see Mackenzie in there. I think that she brought a little bit of energy into the villa, as much as she was kind of
all over the place,
a little bit crying all the time. And she was a little bit exhausting. I did find that she was more interesting than Moira. So I'd rather see her be exhausting with Connor than Moira like bounce around from guy to guy and like be wishy-washy. Like,
very true.
I'm not here for that. Jaquan says, as a viewer, it don't look like Johnny's playing a game, but some people think he is everyone. Everyone has an opinion. Yeah, some people think he's playing a game. Fair.
Again, playing the game does not mean he doesn't like Cely. That's not what I'm saying. I think their feelings for each other are genuine and all that. Again, for me, the whole proposal was a little much, and you can. I am weird, so I like to very much like just analyze everything. So Johnny's demeanor when he's in those competitions, like, my God, that man is, like I said before, he's so competitive. He gets this look in his face like, I have to win. And before Casa Amor happened, I never saw that look on his face when it came to the regular just getting to know Cely stuff. I think once they got once them, Caleb and Justine and Moira and Calvin got y'all are the tops in America, I thought he started thinking about that. Casa Amor happens, he messes up, he comes back, and he tries to make amends, and then Cely is like, well, no, I don't like how you made amends, and now he's like, oh, wait a minute, now you're messing with money, you're supposed to have like accepted my apology quicker so that we could get back on this loving tour, but you didn't. And so now he's trying to do the big grand gestures because he's trying to account for all the guilt that he feels and all of that. But it just like now it just feels like he is doing it for the cameras. It just feels different to me. I don't know.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm planning on going back and watching the first episode again because I just love how the difference from, you should
watch there's this dating expert that Chantele sent to me, and he analyzes like essentially the whole first episode.
Really?
And
okay.
He even says that like Johnny's confidence and his like swagger made him be like, whoa, I'm being missed by this guy. And I think that's the Johnny that I fell in love with, like as a person, and like for Cely. And I said that, essentially echoing you, I said the same thing. As soon as he came back from Casa Amor, that confidence was gone, and he almost seemed to be like grasping, like.
Yes, exactly.
So unattractive, but you
so unattractive.
Oh, it is. I mean, that's what made him so attractive was his confidence and his like how he carried himself. And then I don't even know what he did, but he turned into
sixth guy.
James. He turned into James. Like how I looked at James, like being all crazy with Moira. That's how I look at Johnny.
That's very true. Yeah, exactly. Like when he went on that date with a girl, and he came back and he asked Cely like, "Oh, were you worried?" She's like, "No, I was eating." And he was like, "Oh, I love that about you." And then, he comes back and he's like, "Make sure he knows your mind." It's like, dog, like calm down. Like, yeah, Johnny did a 180, and that Casa Amor stuff really messed with his head. I
think he realized that he might have lost the game and the girl over him being an idiot. And I think that that's where he's just like, oh my God, like I might get kicked off the show. Like I think that he didn't realize his actions were going to have these repercussions at all because he's a child. I was saying to everybody that when I was Johnny's age, my mom was my age. Like that's like, it's just like he could be my child, you know, like literally he could be my son.
When you were Johnny's age, 22, your mom was 41. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, he's a baby. Daquan says, if the show is supposed to be 2 or 3 days ahead, when the J-Love hideaway thing got leaked, it could have been for tonight. That's actually, I was thinking that too when I saw the preview, because like, you see them looking out on the balcony and it looks like he's about to say like some I love you stuff. And so maybe that moment that we're seeing with her going to bed with like the makeup on and like that could have been from something that hadn't been aired yet. Or they're airing it now.
Where did that leak though? Like where did that picture that Anna sent me and that like we've been seeing the black and white picture, like where did that leak?
I mean, people from the show, maybe. Okay. Like, I mean, how do we always get spoilers?
You know what I'm going to analyze the fuck out of? I'm going to take that picture and I'm going to hold it up right to my TV.
See if the hair, makeup.
Oh, nice.
Make it black and white. Yes. Like, see if it's the night vision camera. Like, going in with, like, the orange earrings. Yes, we're definitely going to overanalyze this.
But they asked us to vote, though. What if they didn't win the vote? And I mean, well, unless CBS doesn't care.
So they're just assuming that America is going to vote that way.
Yeah. Or they don't care about this.
And if America didn't vote that way, like they're just fudging all the votes and that will prove it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's another thing too, is like, why would they have had a hideaway without any votes whatsoever, unless it was in the villa, everybody voted. So I don't know. There's something.
So I mean, they're saying, you know, they're saying they clipped the hideaway because of the Noah situation, but it's just like,
us are saying this or actually,
no, people.
Okay.
Yes. The Twitterverse.
And people asked us that, Chantele, if we think that was the case, and we were like, okay, cut Noah out of it. Just show them walking to the hideaway. Like Noah, that's what I said. I was like, Noah wasn't following them to the hideaway. Noah was not in there. No,
maybe he was. So, maybe he was.
Oh, maybe he was. Chantele, you're bad.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know.
Right, but
triple plot twist.
But that's what the internet is saying. That's what the rumor mill is saying. They're saying like what CBS is kind of putting out the statement. Noah was removed because he lied. Blah 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 blah. But people are saying that during the hideaway text thing, he was a part of it. They want to remove every essence of Noah from the show.
I mean, I more so feel as though they didn't want the black couple to have the hideaway in the airtime. I do still believe that is the case. And I wouldn't be surprised if they see all the backlash and they're like, oh my God, this is worse. Yes. So let's show them the hideaway that we didn't show them. You know what I mean? Like, I think that
I agree.
Just worse. And so I think that they're trying to rectify it.
I was like, I'm done with Love Island after this. If they don't show the hideaway, I'm done. I'm still debating being done. It's just too much. Like after Big Brother and this is too much. Like they got to change. And Chantele said, wouldn't it be better if they change their ways instead of like canceling both shows? And I obviously, of course, agree because I'm obsessed with Big Brother and have been. And I love Love Island. We wouldn't have Caleb if it wasn't for Love Island or Cely. So it's just, I don't know how to get that point across without
taking away your viewership. Mm-hmm. No, well, we were thinking of starting a change.org. We didn't end up doing it, so we'll do it today. We'll start a change.org and see if we can just be like, hey, can you please allow like representation, CBS, be on this show and like show us young two black people falling in love on the show? Like, I want to see it. I want to see this. I want to see it.
I mean, in this day and age, it's either hold yourself accountable and change, like some platforms have, or some platforms are literally like, oh, well, we just don't have to do this. We'd rather just not exist than to take accountability for our actions that we aren't as diverse as we claim to be. So it's up to CBS to decide which way they want to go.
Well, I think nothing without Big Brother. Big Brother 3 times a week. Love Island's on 6 or 7 days a week.
7. Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. Like you have to change.
Well, I think that CBS like the producers and like the whole network needs to be doing this implicit bias training, not just the contestants, because how the editors may be racist as F and like being like, oh, I don't want to see this couple, like cut, like they're not going to be on this, whatever. They get to dictate how the show is being edited. And so if it's not representative of like what is going on within the villa or what the audience is wanting to see, like it could be because of some biases that people that are behind the scenes have. And so I think that everybody needs a bit of a wake up call, not just the contestants. So Deja, we agree. We all want some Caleb damn hideaway.
Yeah. and apparently this isn't the first time that's happened though. Cause, right around this time, I had found out y'all heard about Samira's hideaway being cut in the UK season 4, right?
I didn't know that.
So Samira and Frank's hideaway was cut, and not only was their hideaway cut, most of their relationship was cut. So when he got sent home and she walked out to go and be with him, everybody was like confused because they're like, "What are you talking about? We didn't see nothing." But they had a hideaway. They had a relationship apparently that we just didn't see. And they, did some press and, I don't know their motivations, but they were just like, oh, we get it. There were some things that were happening that they just didn't have time to show us. And we weren't relevant to the story at the time, and there was a lot more drama going on, so they just kind of cut us out. And
we know what that means, that the black, well, she's black, he was white if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was white.
But
they
don't usually get their relationships shown as much.
It's just really interesting, like who they're picking to save time with and cut stuff out, like especially
Moira.
Right, exactly. So I don't know, it something has to change. Something has to change, and more than likely, like y'all said, it's behind the camera first. Before
they're the one that's making these decisions of what we're seeing and what we get to relate to, what storyline we get to fall in love with, and they are steering that ship. And so if they don't have the same open-mindedness that we as viewers have, it's going to be reflective obviously in their editing. And so hopefully they'll just take a little bit of their own lessons and get some more perspective, but it might take a little while, and a lot of change.org petitions and Twitter hate. Sheree says, hi Sheree, if we haven't said hi to you already, hate Carrington, but good thing in his speech. He talked about mistakes and he was ashamed of himself. None of the couples from last season lasted, so might as well the last few days be fun before going to reality. That's true. Like everybody did break up. Kara and Ray were a couple that was supposed to go on like The Amazing Race. That would have been kind of fun to see. Elizabeth and I never remember his name. Zach. They're not together anymore. None of the couples are together anymore, but I didn't really care for any of the couples last season at all. I wasn't excited about the characters. I didn't have any feeling towards anybody. No offense if you guys are Caro stans, but like I found her to be really annoying. I could not listen to her at all. I think she's a Taurus though. Just kidding.
I'm a Kira.
She was a lot. So
I'm a Kira stan.
Yes, I love Kira.
She's really pretty,
Kira
but she's
and
annoying.
Cash.
I don't like Cashel.
I know. I really like them.
You like them?
I like them, yeah. And then she just gave up on him, and I was like, oh, well, damn.
I thought she was really pretty, but I just didn't find anybody's personalities that interesting.
I heard she was she contacted for the challenge?
I heard she was contacted for the challenge, but she declined.
She declined.
Oh. Damn it, Kara.
That's so annoying.
I think she done really well on there, actually.
Yes,
I can see that.
See that.
She could have done puzzles. I think she's fit. I think she could have done really well.
And the guys would be into her for sure.
Oh yeah, and she'd be into girls too. So
that's
it's like,
true. Oh my god, Nicole's gonna be on this season. Nicole would have been all up in her grill. Nicole, she won the triplets.
Skeleton.
She's from New York.
Yeah, from Real World Skeleton.
Skeletons. That's what you said.
What's
she's a triplet.
Is it
Laurel's ex?
Laurel's ex. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's. I mean, I can't stand her, but like, she would have definitely been.
She's a paramedic firefighter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Oh yeah, she would have been all over that.
Oh, Brazil's a new fan of the challenge, so she's been watching certain seasons. So I just forget that she doesn't necessarily know who we're talking about. So sorry. Yes, that Nicole.
Well, welcome.
Oh my God, my brother's in the chat.
He is. I'm not even down there. Is he just saying hi? Oh, Blaine's here too. Okay, so Jake says after the island was telling everyone vote Caleb, and then said download the app on 5 phones and then vote for them too. LOL. I get that they want to win, but that's cheating. Oh boy. I mean, I don't mind voting from different devices. I think that's okay.
How many phones?
I mean, I can do it from my phone and my computer. Big deal.
I'm about to go buy some burners.
That's a bit much, but like maybe even putting in like one of those cards, like a calling card.
I'm gonna use my roommate's phone and my.
Hi Blaine, how are you? We're not doing the challenge today. We're gonna do it tomorrow. We're gonna go live at 11 and talk about the duel tomorrow, Blaine. Just so you know. Sheree says the best storyline that would get people shook is if someone went on Love Island to explore their sexuality and then just came out on the week after not feeling it with anyone. That would be iconic. That would be, I mean, people would be so upset. I don't know. I do want people to fall in love. That's what I do like about the show is like the potential of people falling in love. I don't like people getting heartbroken or hurt about anything.
CBS doesn't have the range. They don't have the range. They don't have the they can't edit proper, like straightforward, just like regular people, let alone give somebody a complex, some complexity, some nuance, some just je ne sais quoi. CBS be like, we don't know none of that. We don't know how to do that. We just know straightforward. So
they did have so MTV is a little bit more likely to explore this. So they had Are You the One?
Yes.
And so because they've merged, maybe this is something that they could introduce into Love Island because they did have like the gender fluid season where everybody was kind of into everybody.
So good.
I liked the season, but I did think it was a bit messy. In that, people finding their connection, they like too many people. And so I just got a little bit, you're like enjoying, you like the mess?
Yes, I'm like, Chantele, that's what we're here for. The best. No, I've seen all Are You the Ones. I love Are You the One too. Name a reality show, I watch it. And Are You the One 8 was just so good just because it just felt like deeper too. You know what I'm saying? There's like the emotions of all those people. All those people just came in. I felt like they were open. They were ready. They were talking about their past traumas, that they experienced as queer people. So I loved,
what's the guy's name the person's name that I, yes, I loved them.
They are amazing. I followed them on Instagram.
Me too. I follow them on TikTok, I think it is.
Oh my God.
I vibe with them for sure. And
how many of them are going to be on the challenge,
I've only heard of Amber, I think.
Yeah.
Is the only person that I can think of off the top of my head was Amber.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, though. I really liked her. I think she did. Jaquan says, LOL, LOL. I would leave the villa. Look at Mackenzie making jokes about Carla. I mean, yeah, I don't know what I would do, really.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to be there for love, personally. Jaquan says, Julie spilling water on was nothing like Cely doing it with Johnny. Cely did it with Johnny?
Because Cely said you're making me wet because her water bottle was
leaking. In the very beginning, first episode. Look at you getting those references from Jaquan. You just are on fire, Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
How did Calvin think that she was flirting? I don't know. Calvin just doesn't know what's going on. Whoops. This one. JJ says, I wish they would stop muting Caleb conversations and playing music over it. I actually want to see more of their playfulness. I don't necessarily, I know you guys are saying that you like seeing their, kind of talk about family, talking about potential of furthering the relationships, but I want to see just how they vibe. I want to see, me in Brazil in the beginning, we talked about that handshake between Johnny and Cely. We want the handshake. I want that handshake. I want that, that secret language, that bond that couples kind of get when they're really into each other. And so I want that stuff. I don't need the conversations anymore.
You didn't like the raspberry into the face?
I love that. She didn't like that. She didn't care for him. I like that. I think that's how we flirt.
That's an old married couples thing.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I don't think she doesn't care for it. I think she's like, God damn it, Caleb. I have a cute kiss. Come on.
Yeah.
She can laugh about it. And that's all you do. Honestly, if you can make me laugh, I like you.
Exactly.
Well, because like I know what he's probably going to end up going for is like I've never been in like a relationship or a coupling where like you just do like, okay, we're gonna do like a stupid like soap opera, make a kid. Like I don't know. I think that that's how he's trying to get into like coupley playfulness, and I feel a little bit that she shoots down that side of him a little bit. Like she doesn't negate it, but she's always like, you're annoying or whatever, and like instead of just kind of playing into that moment a little bit more, she kind of usually walks off, in my opinion. So
yeah, I feel like I like her. I think it's kind of cool.
I do like her.
Stop it. Oh, I hate you.
A little bit. But I wanted her to just like go back, do something back to him.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just start
doing she told him she wanted him to take his pants off.
And then he made a joke, and she's like, "Oh, you're annoying." And I was like,
"We will forever just be at this impasse."
I know.
That's what Karen literally said yesterday. Because before you were here, it was Karen and Chantele feel the same way, and so I was like,
Brazil's living her best life right now.
Yeah. Come back, whatever. No, I'm just
Divine says to Semyon, Caleb really loves Justine, and I think that he really is humble and understanding young man we get to see.
I agree.
I don't know if he loves her. Well, we'll see if he does say it, and if I believe it when he says it. I mean, I'm willing to be open to believing it. I don't know if he is in love with her, though.
No, but I think you can love someone as a person and not be in love with them.
Exactly, and I think in love is the spark, and love is just the working on it. Okay. Dana says people are going to vote multiple times on different devices, like people been cheating with this virtual learning. Agreed. Like it's just a thing. Like if you want someone to win and you wouldn't put that much energy into voting, like I don't know, it's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think that finding a way to vote for your favorite an extra time, because that there's going to be one person that would have voted for them that forgot. So I don't know. I'm not that against it. If you found a bot maybe, and you had a bot that was able to like, I don't know, hack something and just send like 100 votes, that's a little bit different. But if you are physically like, okay, log into my computer, log into my phone. Hey mom, can you log into your phone and vote this person? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's that bad when it's organic like that.
No, because like your best, like my roommate, like if I tell her to vote for Caleb, she'll vote for Caleb just because like she's not watching this season.
Yeah.
She trusts my judgment, so she'll be like, okay, I got you.
She's like, she won't know anything about it, but she'll do it.
Like, can you also go on your computer? She's like, oh, okay, no.
Exactly. I think it's fine when like someone's actually having to do it, but not setting up a bot to be like a non-human to be doing the voting.
So
Divine says, I don't know, it's all in caps. I'm scared. Exactly, sis. You gave a good explanation about what Johnny thinks. Sorry, I don't know your name. Oh, it's Mari. It's Mari, Divine. It's Mari. Mari and I are part of the class of 2020 with Rob Has a Podcast. Yep. And so we've been chatting pretty much since the very beginning, because we were kind of the first two that were like, added to the group, we'll say. And so we've been talking together from then. And so she's been wanting to come on and chat with us. I'd rather be talking about Love Island for 2 hours than talking about Big Brother. And so she was more than willing to come and hang out with me here. And so I'd seen that she was on the Rob Has a Podcast, Love Island podcast the week before me. And so I did it the week after, and I was like, okay, I didn't know that she liked Love Island. So I'm like, perfect, we can go and talk about that with me. And so that's kind of how in my head, like why I was even thinking to invite you to do it was because I was like, oh, okay, good. She likes the show and she has good opinions. So yeah, it's good.
And again, thank you for having me.
Always.
Another space I can just run my mouth.
I know, right? That's why we end up going this long. Like I warned you in the beginning that it's going to be a long chat. I mean, we're kind of getting to the end of it. I'm at the end of the comments, which is exciting. I didn't think we'd make it there. I didn't see Vicky today. Did we see Vicky?
I didn't see Vicky.
Vicky.
My brother's saying hi to my dog and not me.
Sorry. Hi, Dominic. Nice to meet you. And Nala. I don't see you, Nala, but I heard you before. LOL. And then Brazil. Love you, broski. You're cute, Brazil. So anything else happened in this episode? mood. Okay. What do you think about Calvin and his like metaphor trade of like open the book, put down the book, pick up the book, turn the page on a different page. But now when we pick up the book, we're on the same page. Like, what is he talking about? I mean, I get it. I got it. But like, what do you think of it?
I don't even remember it because just how Mari didn't listen to Carrington's speech, I didn't listen to Calvin's and I never do. So I'm going to be real with you.
Divine, you're so, oh my gosh. Brazil, thanks for the support. Divine, you know I love you. Maybe tonight's the night.
To win. She's gonna vote for Caleb to win.
So. Of course I'm gonna vote for Caleb to win. I vote for Caleb for the hideaway. I vote for Caleb to win. I want that couple to win. I'm just saying I don't see the spark, and I like sparks. I like it.
But I love you. I love you, Divine Me.
I need to meet some of these people in person.
I know.
I'm like, I know your name is not Divine Me, you know? Oh, and there's one person's name because I saw that they subscribe. It's BFLYNIK, and like I finally saw it properly. I'm like, oh, it's B Fly Nick. I'm like, I always am like, oh, BF, or I call her Nick or whatever, but I'm like, oh, it's B Fly Nick. So hi, B Fly.
We were calling him BF. We're like, okay, BF.
Yeah, I know now, but I just you just don't read things, however, properly, and so I just saw BF, and then I saw Nick. I didn't see like whole B Fly, and so now
like,
I know.
Like Glypham.
Glypham. Like I don't know. I'm like I don't know what your real name is, but you're Glypham. Glypham to me. What else? Did anything else happen that you want to talk about? Want to say, you guys or anybody in the chat?
Can we just say that Caleb called Justine Queen Justine?
Yeah,
it was a beautiful moment. I might put that as the title for this episode.
Yeah, his speech was the only one I was like, oh.
He's very sweet. He's very considerate with his words. And I do love how happy she looks that he's choosing her again and again. I think that like when she's smiling, like her smile is super genuine. I just like I do still feel her holding back a bit. I just want her to really just emanate that towards him. And like then I think I'll be sold. You know what I mean? Like I think she's containing it a little bit. I think it's because, you know, we've talked about the fact that she doesn't get chosen necessarily. She doesn't want to put her heart out there. The last time she was in a relationship, she kind of got burned. And so I do think she's maybe holding back a bit. And I know that their love languages aren't exactly matching up. And so I think that she doesn't necessarily feel safe with sharing her feelings fully. But I think that if she allows herself, she'll give the connection that the relationship needs to be something that I can recognize as being like a really like, you know, I think that she's just holding back a little bit and they don't necessarily know how to communicate that way yet. But I'm willing to wait around for them to figure it out. I would be happy if they did, just to shut you guys up. I can't help my feelings, okay? I can't help the way that I feel. Oh, it's Mari, but that's close.
Yeah, it's Mari.
Wait, actually, what's your full name or no?
My full name is Mariama.
Mariama. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Love it.
Thank you. But I go by Mari. Make it easier on people.
I mean, Mariama's. I wouldn't say.
I got a weird name, so I.
Did you listen to the episode when we talk about the history of her name?
No. I'll go back.
We're still so angry. Okay, well, I mean, I'm pretty much all my notes. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, there really wasn't much on this episode, so I'm glad I got to come on here and just chop it up with you guys.
Her name is Sandra. That's cute. Love all my sisters. My name is Sandra. That's so sweet. We still probably call you Divine Me, but like, if I remember, I will say Sandra. My aunt's name is Sandra. Oh, Jaquan just spilled the beans. LOL, Brazil nut. Just quickly tell the story, Brazil. It needs to be shared.
I'm here.
Well, all right. So my dad was really pissed off that my mom was born in England. My dad was born in, so he was stationed in Italy, stationed in New York and Germany for the Air Force. Mm-hmm. And so they met in Greece because my mom was like a nurse. And so she, ended up in Greece somehow. And then my dad was really pissed off that she wanted to name me Brazil. And so then he I don't know. So like when I went to drive, for the first time I needed my birth certificate. And like so my dad didn't have it, and so he had to contact Germany, but it was like a whole process. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, there's something crossed off on my birth certificate that's really weird because I don't have a middle name. Neither does my brother. Oh. And he was like, oh, well, I wanted your middle name to be Nut because I was mad.
No.
So it's scratched out. So I think that your real name is actually Brazil Nut. So cute. It's so like, cute.
Not my fault. I am a fetus, a baby, an infant. Don't take this out on me.
That's exactly what I said. Oh, because you're pissed off that my name's Brazil. Like I have to grow up with it.
No, I did it.
Are you born in Brazil? Are you Brazilian? I'm like, do I look Portuguese? Do I speak Portuguese? No.
I just thought my first thought is like you're conceived there, because that seems to be the biggest. Like if you're named after a city, is like, oh, my parents conceived me.
Like Vienna.
I was conceived in Italy. I've asked that too.
No. No,
I'm just a joke to my dad. It's fine.
If it makes you feel any better, like, well, it's not that bad, but my dad's name is David and my mom's name is Sharon. So I was nearly named Davon because David and Sharon.
That was so crazy. Like that was like,
oh my god, if you're
so cool. Yeah,
I don't really look like a Devon, really. I don't think, but
no. But your name though, Chantele Francis, like I love it. It just like flows.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah, Mariama is actually it's West African, and it's very common in West Africa. It's like a Ashley or something over there. Like that's the equivalent, you know.
Oh, okay.
Ashley. But I am not from West Africa. I am not African.
You have a similar story to Brazil.
Exactly. I'm actually just grade A pure African American. I got the dashiki on because I'm repping Howard today, but my grandfather does a lot of work and charity in Africa. He owns an enterprise where he opens schools and stuff over there, and he doesn't believe in like our English names. So he had given my mom and her family like African names, like as nicknames. So then when my mom had me, she legally, made my name an African name while she still has her like regular name or whatever. Very pro black in my house, to say the least.
I love it though. I think it's a really cool story.
Thank you. But it's so funny because I live here in DC, so there's a lot of African immigrants here, and everybody's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Here."
You're American,
right? Exactly.
I love it though.
Thank you.
Did y'all watch the first look already? No, we totally actually forgot about it. We're gonna watch it right now. The producers definitely switched up the poll, says Glyphum. So okay, we're gonna watch it now. We do usually watch it, so I actually forgot. Jaquan says my name was supposed to be Jason, but my uncle got killed. But a lot of family members was named Jason, so I got stuck with his middle name, which you don't like. Oh, why don't you like it?
Jaquan.
I love Jaquan. It's so cute. And I know, like in my family, like a lot of Jasons. My brother was going to be named Jason because my mom's best friend, but my mom's best friend's son was named Jason, and so my brother was never named Jason in the end. But it's a good name. I like the name Jason, and I like the way Jaquan too.
Yeah,
it's not your name.
Why?
Okay.
Get involved with the brand new season of Love Island, the mobile game. Download now to crack on with the boys, stay totally loyal, or get grafting. How will you...
Oh, it cut out.
Okay. Love Island game. Download and play.
This is so cute! Doing all this romantic stuff.
Because I got the goat with me.
The greatest of all time.
Forever.
Oh, no. Something happened. There it is.
We were like the Greek gods and goddesses. When we went up there, we asked a question on the card. And we asked, are Justine and I falling in love? I think it said most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was something?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Really? And
That's cute.
Tomorrow night.
fake boy is Caleb. And the most fake is Carrington.
That's what I picked.
Putting on a show.
Oh, really?
Who was voted the
Oh no, I
most
picked
two-faced
Calvin.
to the least two-faced?
I don't like that.
Justine?
The girl voted most two-faced. I don't know how, but Moira.
Oh,
I know
I
how.
voted that.
One-faced girl.
Me too.
Everything that was said about you is so wrong. Like, it's just like, I agree. None of it is true. As long as you know you're not all those things, Mo, it doesn't matter what anybody's saying. Well, I don't even know who I am yet. And this whole experience has really taught me about that. It's harder to hear criticism when you don't know who you are, you know?
I got a 10! What's it say, Bennett?
Islanders, prepare to get wet because tonight you'll be having an after-hours pool party.
I'm just happy that I started this with you and I'm ending it with you.
It's not over yet.
So I know a lot of people who did vote Moira for a lot of the bad things.
I did.
I did.
Okay.
Too.
I personally picked Kirsten for all of the bad things. Except for most, I think I put Moira as boring. I think I put her for boring.
But most two-faced for Justine?
Did they?
No, I don't think that's what it said.
No.
Is it?
No, that's not
It
what
said
they
two-faced
said.
for Moira.
Two-faced was for Moira.
What did it say for Justine?
I couldn't
Nothing.
tell. I couldn't tell what it said. I couldn't tell what they were talking
No,
about.
I think she was
Okay.
just reacting to the poll itself. They said who's the most two-faced. She's like, oh, I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then they
okay.
said the most two-faced is Moira.
Yeah, so far,
Yeah.
Clifford, I feel like the polls have been accurate for what I voted for.
Yeah.
to be honest, Clifford, I would have thought Johnny would get most votes for being the fakest instead of Carrington, but it's going to be recency bias. So I voted after an episode
I voted for
where
Johnny, too.
Carrington was being kind of shitty, and so it would have it just would be depending on when you voted for that. I know a lot of people that voted the day before and they voted for Johnny, and then I voted the day after, and like still within that 24-hour period, but it was the later side of it. I'd seen another episode and I disliked Carrington more after that. So that's why I personally voted for Carrington, because I was like, fuck you, like bouncing around from girl to girl. Like, you know, Johnny may have been a jerk and did that whole Casa Amor thing, but since then he's been doing all that he really knows how to do to focus on Cely and only Cely. So I think he's become less two-faced, and Carrington is like, oh, I just can't just make up his mind and just bouncing around from girl to girl. I'm just like not feeling it. I'm not feeling him at all. I hope they are accurate. To me, so far they are.
That clip was pretty okay with me.
Like, you're pretty okay with you. Okay. So Jaquan says my middle name is Bradford. It sounds like a town in Connecticut. So we have Stanford, Bradford, and Stratford. Well, we have a Stratford in Canada as well. That's where Justin Bieber was born. Just in case you care. Another Pisces. Clifford says I already miss Kirsten. Oh, I mean, she's really good looking.
All right.
She has
Sure.
a really nice body. Her boob job's good.
Right. So young. How she's like 24 or something like that, right?
I don't even think that much.
Maybe. Yeah, I think 22, 23.
Is that like procedure to get work that young?
I mean, she's a bartender in like Texas.
In LA, the second you're 18, girl, you can get whatever you want.
Jeez.
Divine me, heart eyes, J-Lub. I loved seeing that moment. I thought it was really beautiful. I enjoyed it. Okay. Tonight is gonna be hot. Yes. It looks though like, so the earrings that she was wearing seems like the earrings from the hideaway scene. So maybe either they're showing it.
I will be doing a pick stitch. I will be.
Let me know.
I voted more. Exactly. We all voted more for most two-faced. And so
that makes sense.
I couldn't really hear because I was holding my microphone up. I just saw Justine's face drop, and I was like,
no. Yeah,
No,
Moira got most two-faced, and then Moira was crying obviously about it after. That would suck, but like you gotta expect that if you're going to not be.
She'll see when she comes out the way that it was edited. It looked like that. So
but that's also my question, because like I said, I voted Kirsten for that. Kirsten's not there. Would they have said it if Kirsten was?
Oh, fair.
Maybe they went to the second
Right.
Like who was still okay. So do you think Johnny had the most likely to cheat? Of course he did. So. It's either him or Carrington, but I think it would be Johnny.
It's gonna be Johnny. And
I want to see that so badly. I'm sorry, guys. I want to see that.
I mean, unless the producers are like, nope, we're putting that one on Carrington. We're not having them take any more heat. This couple, we want this couple to win.
Carrington didn't cheat. He broke it off with Kirsten, went into Casa Amor, got with Laurel. We were all mad at Kirsten. She didn't pick a guy. Like, Johnny was the closest thing to cheating in the situation. So if he doesn't get it,
it's
well,
weird.
I mean, what about the fact though that Carrington didn't tell Laurel that he was interested in pursuit or just to getting to know Lakin, and then he kissed her in the challenge?
We voted for that before that episode. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I still don't know.
Tinfoil hat.
But yeah, Johnny will get most likely to cheat. Okay, I'm happy we saw the first look. Oh my gosh, that's like part of our state. That's part of our state standard, our staples. Okay, but I feel like we've gotten through everything at this point. We've been talking for 2 hours and 16 minutes. It's been a great conversation. I could talk for hours longer, but I'm sure you guys have other things to do with your life today. So unless you have any other pressing questions in the chat room, we're probably going to close it down. But Mari, it was so fun having you. I know that keep on calling her Justine, that Brazil enjoyed having you on her side here, especially with your perspective. So thank you for hanging out with us. Anything going on that you want to maybe share with our chat viewers or chat room people, our friends?
Just want to say thank you guys first and foremost for having me on here, because again, I'm glad. Call me, let me know. I'll be on here. Challenge. I don't know if you watched The Bachelor, Bachelorette. I watched that. I'll be here whenever y'all need me. I'm here. But yeah, we're going to be doing that super majority thing on October 3rd. So we're going to be doing like text banking, trying to get women, mostly it's geared towards women. Am I correct in that, Chantele?
Yes, it's about the superwoman, women voters, etc.
We want to get as many people signed up and registered to vote as possible.
Yes.
So we're going to have a roundtable discussion beforehand and an hour beforehand, and then we're going to do text banking and trying to get the word out there. So join us for that. I'm pretty sure Chantele will post it somewhere.
It's already in the info box below. So the information about where to click onto, I believe it's at Supermajority, if I'm not mistaken, for the @ sign, but it is in our description box, so you can take a look at that. We'll be I'll mention it after every podcast that I do from now until then, so you will hear it often and often, but it'll be really exciting because Mari and I are invited as well with Lita Brillman and Liana Boris from Rob as a Podcast. So the four of us will be discussing about how women and women of color, I would also assume, are portrayed within reality television. So it'll be a really interesting discussion, especially coming from different perspectives, because like I've played in live reality games and online reality games where I've had some of these experiences that have been shown on the bigger screen. And so it'll be really interesting to have this as a discussion because, a lot of times color and sex, they're like, oh, it's just game. But it's like, no. There's an implicit bias that's like underneath the surface that is dictating why you're choosing to target somebody and then figuring out, oh no, it's a game move, but it's like you targeted them and found a reason to target them. So we'll go on and on, I'm sure, about that. But I think it'll be a really interesting discussion. I think that all the women that will be just talking are really smart and have a really interesting perspective. So I'm actually really excited to see what I learn.
And I don't know if you can see my thing, but you can follow me on Twitter at Mari Talks Too Much. That's MARITALKS, the number 2 MUCH. Mari Talks Too Much. And so I'll be promoting the Supermajority roundtable on there as well. So if you guys like me interrupting Chantele and Brazil, we will be doing that. Just for getting out the votes for a good cause. So come in.
Yes.
And a few more little comments have come in. So Jaquan says that he voted for Johnny on that one, but he was technically single. Now they're officially dating. True. Gliffam says, I got mixed feelings for Kirsten, though she's a Trump supporter. I know I've talked about this a few times. My dad is a black man and he's he's not a Trump supporter, but he used to be a Republican just because he's a businessman, and about the tax credits. Like, there's a lot of things that their platform supported in his lifestyle that was more appropriate. I know that he doesn't actually like Trump, but she's also from Texas, and that's a state that is going to be, she's going to be influenced by people around her, and she's not really going to know any different. She's just not going to have a wider perspective to know that maybe that that vote might not be the best for everybody, but I think that she just might not be smart, like, in that way. I
don't care. She was boring. Like, that aside, she was not entertaining television to me. So
agreed. Semyon says, I don't think that it matters who Carrington coupled up with. He's simply not ready for a relationship with anyone at all. I will agree. Damn. I think he's just enjoying like the Casa Amor lifestyle of having all these girls just throw himself at him. Jaquan says, my opinion of Kirsten wouldn't change just because she's a Trump supporter. My uncle is married to a Jehovah's Witness and believes in Christianity. They don't let their beliefs, I'm sure it says something else. Oh, mess with their relationships. Absolutely. Like, I have an aunt that lives in Florida, and she's a Jehovah's Witness, and it's interesting, we'll say. And lastly, thank you, Mari. Very, very nice. Hope to see you soon. Really enjoy every second. We love you too, Sandra. Sandra. Like my aunt, but we call her Auntie Junie, but her name is Sandra in real life. I didn't know her real name for a long time. So I will probably remember your name, Divine. Me, so great talking to you as well. And Brazil, what about you? Do you have anything you want people to watch you on?
I'm doing my first sequester mini with one of my besties, Nicole, on October 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is 5 p.m. my time. It's NorCal versus SoCal. I am Team NorCal, Avi. It's my first sequester, so yeah, come hang out and watch me hopefully not F it all up.
Shout out to my 20 Logan. He's been on sequester a few times, so if y'all ever end up on a cast with him, watch his back because he's good people. I love him.
Did you just play like the Love Island
yep, he did.
Okay, I watched a bit of it, and then it kind of got a little bit boring, but I loved the winner in the end, so I was like, yes, I didn't know who was going to win, and I love the final two, and I love the winner, so I was pretty happy about that. And I will be doing a live stream. Hopefully I can get something figured out with anybody that wants to watch Brazil with me, so something like this. We'll watch on our own devices, and then between each round, we'll have a little discussion and chat with people in the chat room or whomever like I'm hanging out with on how we think Brazil and Nicole are doing in the game itself. So we will be there to be supporting Brazil. And so
good luck, Brazil.
Good luck. You have like 10 days to figure out how to play. Just kidding. And for me, thank you guys, honestly, for hanging out. Of course, we are on our mission to 1,000 subscribers. So any subscriber helps. So please just do so right now and just press that subscribe button. It just doesn't take anything. Just press it. Like this video. It's okay. Just do it. And ring the bell. So every time we go live, every day, usually between 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern time, we'll go live with Love Island and other than the challenge and Big Brother, in and out. I'm not that regular with Big Brother anymore because I'm not enjoying the season at all. So I'm just not caring. Jaquan says, see y'all next time. Like, even though we disagree on a few things, peace and blessings. We love you, Jaquan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jaquan.
And Nisha, Mari was great. Love you guys. Of course, Mari, yes. We did love her here. She's going to be back for sure. I mean, we only have a few days left. We have like 4 or 5 episodes left. So anytime you want to come back, the door is open for you. It's sweet. My window's open. Jesus. Gosh.
Wow, that's
city living.
That's in Toronto and not in America? Wow.
I mean, I know. I don't even live near. I live in like a nice neighborhood. But it's a short street though. Like it's like, yeah, I think you can cut from uptown to downtown like on my street. So maybe that's why. But that was quite loud. Anyways, that's all I got. Find me at Reality Realness with 3 S's on Instagram and Twitter.
Bye guys.
That's everything. That's all, folks.